Yo, what is up, Hammer?
Ain't shit, just fresh off a 3-0 week in fantasy last week. Probably won't go 3-0 again because no good deed goes unpunished, but a good 3-0 week. Kept my Dynasty season alive. Kenyon Drake saved my bacon on Monday night. He really did. So feeling good. 5-4 in 2 leagues. And in your league, I started 0-6. I'm up to 3 in a row now. So I'm 3-6 in your league, 5-4 in my league, 5-4 in Dynasty. I gave myself a shot. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't even know what I did this. I won in most of my leagues. I think I went.
Patrick Mahomes saved
I
your
lost.
bacon in Dynasty.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes saved my bacon in Dynasty, and then I think I lost a tough one. I don't even remember. I play in so many leagues, I can't even remember what we did in the home leagues. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to make a comeback. I got screwed last week. Somebody beat me up.
Me. It was me.
That was you. We put up
We
points
did.
though.
It was a dogfight. Kenneth
We wound up
Walker. Kenneth
we
Walker
wound up
was the
coming out
difference.
on top, but it's like,
Yep.
if I play anybody else, pretty much I win other than a couple teams. But
Yeah, it was really Kenneth Walker was the difference in that game.
I'm still in it in that. I mean, I'm one game back and I got the points to compete with everybody that's in that. So I just it just sucks fucking like I just got Dak back. I'm still competing and I just get Dak back.
Yep.
And then now Josh Allen gets hurt.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I can't catch a break. I can't have my full squad like at all season.
And
So
Josh Allen is the guy on your team. Like, I wouldn't
yeah,
say, yeah, he's the guy, really. I mean,
he's the
ETN's a
guy that
beast.
he's why I get to stay. I'm gonna have a chance to win every game. Like,
Right.
So
Right.
it's it's rough. I mean, I would hope that I would rather them sit him for just one game at least and just let him rest it because that's like 2 weeks rest basically,
Yeah.
from last week and this week. So if we just let him rest it,
But it just sucks, like you said, that it comes at this particular stage in the game where you need
for me,
wins. You can't afford to, you can't afford to take any L's essentially at this point. But, how many weeks do we have left? What are we in? Week 10? So 10 through what,
we got
14?
14.
So we
Okay,
got
so
5
this
games
week,
left.
yeah, this week and four more. So
Yeah, 5 games left total.
we've got plenty
Don't
of
mind
time.
me. I'm just getting my munch on.
You're good. And this week, who am I going against? This week in that particular league, Juju and Kirk are this guy's wide receivers. Tua, Jalen Hurts. This is a 2 QB. Fournette, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, got some guys, but I got
But
some
without
guys.
Josh Allen, that's a difference maker, dude.
I mean, he got Hurts and Tua, and I'm gonna have Dak and Heineke, unfortunately.
Mm.
But I do have ETN. I got Pierce. Evans, Palmer. I gotta play this week, and then yeah, it just sucks that Stevenson is on his bye. So I think I gotta play Jeff Wilson, or I could play Mac Hollins. I'm not sure yet. I'll make that decision when the time comes.
At
But
least if you would have got the win last week, you would have felt a lot better about it. Like, all right, cool. Listen, even if I don't win this week, Josh Allen, blah blah blah. It was just like insult to injury that it was a tough game though because we scored a lot of points, and then now not to have possibly Josh Allen this week, it's one of those situations. And in a 2 quarterback league, when that particular quarterback goes down, it's like, damn, now my back's against the wall. So it's gonna be tough sledding, but
especially that I got to play, Heineke against Philly D. So it's
all right.
like, you know, but hopefully
He's not officially out, is he?
he's not officially out. They said they were going to make a decision today on Friday, and instead of making a decision, they said he's questionable.
Which
It's
is
like,
bullshit. Yeah.
no, it is bullshit. They're probably just doing it. They probably have made their decision. They're just doing it for from a for
Tactical.
the defensive tactical kind of defensive tactical kind of thing where they just don't want the other team to know, so
And the shitty part for you is, well, not really, because if he plays by 1 o'clock, then you play him. If not, then Heineke goes. If it was the other way around, if he was playing Monday night, you'd be fucked.
Yeah. Oh man, ESPN's doing this bullshit, bro.
What happened?
Where is that? So I got ESPN pulled up because we're gonna go over the games,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always the fucking little ad thing in the corner that always just turns itself on. Doesn't matter if I pause it. Doesn't matter if I turn if I mute it. It all just out of nowhere just fucking does it. So it's annoying. Outsole was in here. What's up, Outsole? If you're out
Also,
there,
what up, man?
Super. What up, Super? Fields or Tua this week. You also have Waddle.
Ooh.
So it's tough because the combo always is nice, and that can, either hurt you or be
Take
very
a
good
break.
to you. Um, they are going against the Browns, who may or may not run the ball a
Bears are going
lot
against the Lions.
and maybe take up some clock. And then on the other hand, you've got the Bears going against the Lions, where the Lions, of course, their defense is absolutely terrible. On top of that, Justin Fields has been a top 5 QB the last, 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it
He's been
is.
rolling. Yep.
So at this point, I don't think you can sit Fields at this point. I mean, it's a tough decision, but I don't think you can sit him, and especially with the rushing, he does give you a very good floor. On top of that, he has a great matchup. So I'm gonna say Fields, even though you do have the Tua Waddle combo. What do you think, Hammer?
I think at this point, the difference in who you think you want to play is where you're going to get the most upside. And I think you hit on the exact point is that Justin Fields with the rushing upside just gives you that dynamic playmaker that can score 50 points. And in our leagues, a lot of leagues with the bonuses, et cetera, he scored about 50 points. So from that standpoint, I'm going to say Justin Fields as well. But listen, dude, if you roll with Tua, how can I argue with that? But I think Fields does have the higher upside, especially how they've been playing, how he's been running the ball. It really seems like they found something. And like you said, it's not a small sample size. It's about the last month plus with that going on. So it looks like he's starting to throw the ball a little more. Cole Kmet's getting involved. Mooney's getting involved. You think
Claypool
about
now
adding Claypool. Exactly. They got two good running backs. I wouldn't call them great, but two very good, capable running backs. So I think we're starting to see what we anticipated we were going to see at the beginning of the season really starting to take shape. So yeah, I think the case is for Justin Fields, but man, Tua has been playing really well and he's got the weapons at his disposal as well. But it's Fields because of the rushing upside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're playing 4-point or 6-point passing touchdown, but that extra 6 points you're gonna get out of Tua from him throwing a touchdown to Waddle, Fields is gonna cover that on the ground. So
Yeah.
that pretty much makes up for it. Yeah, and it's only 4, so absolutely, I'm gonna play Fields then, because he could rush it in too. So yeah, I'm gonna play Fields. I like that.
That's a good option to have though. Like
It is.
and honestly, if you feel I was getting ready to say, if you feel confident enough in what you've seen from Justin Fields over the last month plus, consider trading Tua and really adding to your team. I know you don't want to break up that combo, but like we said, Justin Fields seems like he has the higher upside or the higher ceiling at this point. Tua has been awesome, don't get me wrong, but especially in a one quarterback league, if you got two of those guys, you could be in prime position to make a trade and really take off.
Yeah, definitely. Hit up the Josh Allen owner.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
No.
See if you could get him to bite. Maybe he's desperate. Maybe he finds himself in a position that, hey, listen, they can't give up a game. Like Steve, you're in that position, and even more so because that's a 2 quarterback league. But even in a 1 quarterback league, if you lose Josh Allen, I mean, 2 is a pretty damn good pickup if he's out there and he's available.
Yeah, I mean, being that it's one QB, I don't know how much somebody would be willing to give up for Tua, but you know,
Maybe seek out the owner of the owner who has Tyreek Hill. Maybe they're more inclined to trade for Tua, see what that's like, see what they're rolling with. You know,
maybe.
maybe they have a Derek Carr, you know, or maybe they have an Aaron Rodgers, right? I'd rather have Tua than Aaron Rodgers at this point.
Yeah. Or whoever drafted Russell Wilson is struggling as well. So,
Russell Wilson, exactly.
you know, definitely. Definitely. Um, all right. We got the first game, which what we just kind of talked about, Josh Allen,
Yep.
right? Vikings at Bills.
Okay.
Um,
That's not the first game, but it's
well,
actually
it's the first
Seahawks
game that
Bucks.
comes up on the ESPN. So,
Yeah, because you probably have it favorited as, you know, this has turned into just a Vikings show and a Vikings loving fucking
this is the first game that comes up on ESPN, bro. That's why
roll it, roll it.
the best teams come up first. That's why you get
The best teams do not come up first. It's the teams that play first, and the Seahawks and the Bucks play first. But continue. I digress.
so yeah, why did they do that though? They put that game second on here.
Because that's probably your favorite team when you log into your ESPN. Because mine,
Nah, I
the
don't think
Packers are first on my list.
I don't think I set that up. Best teams come up first.
Then
Anyway,
why aren't the Eagles ahead of
we
them?
got
Are the Eagles on a bye?
because the Eagles ain't better than the Vikings. Um,
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
we got two dynasty team reviews to do too, but I didn't get a chance to set it up, so we're gonna have to do it tomorrow.
All right.
But we got two more to do, but this shit. Tyreek Hill owner starting Geno. Yeah. If they lucked out and he's probably happy with Geno right now.
Yeah. But you never know. Just throw it out there. See what you could get. The worst thing that happens is you're in the same position that you started in. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with offering something. Fuck it.
That's true. Diesel, what up, Diesel? I have 223 first and 324 first. That's awesome. You can pretty much do whatever you feel like. I'm in a super flex 12 team league. Jalen Hurts and Zachy Wilson as my QBs. I want to make an offer for Field. Should I offer some picks and Wilson? Absolutely. I mean, this is a dynasty. This is super flex. You're trying to set up your two QBs for the future that you're going to build around for the next
Justin Fields is going to cost
10
you a
years.
boatload right now.
He probably is going to cost you a boatload, but you have the assets to play with. And especially if, you know, you could rebuild this whole shit up right now, you know, from the ground up.
Yeah, you could cash in your chips.
Solidify those. If you solidify those QBs, and then I'm not sure what else is on the team. I think this is one of the team reviews we got to do. He sent me one other team. I think we did two teams for him last time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you want to offer for Fields, then yeah, you're definitely going to offer Wilson with it because they get a QB in return. So, you know, even though he's not nearly as good as Justin Field, he is still a QB that can play in that super flex spot. So, yeah, I would try like maybe you try Zach Wilson and
first and one of those each of those years first.
One each. Yeah, 23 and a 24. Maybe you do that, or you can do 224s and keep the 223s. I'm not sure where those picks land. You know, if they're high picks, then I don't want to give up the 23s. 24s, obviously anything can happen, but yeah, see if you can pretty much start there and or add another piece that's on your team as well. But I don't mind giving up at least two of those first and Zach Wilson. Anything more just depends on what you have and what you can give up.
Now, Blanc, I guess this obviously, you know, being its dynasty, do you have full confidence that Justin Fields is going to continue on this kind of upward trajectory? Because that's, I mean, it is a small sample size in the grand scheme of the dynasty. It's a nice sample size within the season, but it's a relatively small sample size when you're talking about Dynasty. So do you have the full confidence that he's going to continue playing this well, or at least approximate that
Oh,
production consistently?
couldn't get any worse than it was at the beginning of the season. And it's not even
Well,
great. It's not even great right now, right? So there's so much still more, room
mhm,
to improve. And yes, he doesn't have the contract yet, but I mean, in fantasy, especially in dynasty, I mean, we are trying to win and we are going to take chances on guys that can possibly win us leagues.
mhm,
And if Justin Fields can maintain, what he's doing, and like I said, which it feels like he can do, there's so much more that can happen for that offense.
right.
And, imagine if that does happen, would it be worth it? And you're not trying to look in hindsight and say, damn, I wish I did would have give up those two first. So, I mean, there's no QB that's coming out that is kind of, going to be better than Justin Fields at this point anyway. Um, and like that rushing upside just gives you that extra plus. So for me, absolutely, if you can solidify Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, I mean, whether you're rebuilding or contending, you got plenty of time to build your roster. So
Yeah.
I think that's excellent. But yeah, what do you think about that, Justin Fields and shit?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like I said, the only the only question I would have if I'm unloading those assets are, do I believe that he's going to continue to progress? At the level that he's progressing, it looks like it. Yeah, but it's stuff happens, coaches change, all that kind of thing. There's so many unknowns there, but you know I'm pretty sure the person who's looking to unload him, his value is skyrocketing at this point. So, you're looking, probably you're going to give up maximum value the way he's been playing this last month. So you really have to determine whether you think that it's worth it. Number one, and number two, is he going to continue to be a top, 8-ish quarterback because of what you're giving up?
Yeah. I mean, it is super flex and it's pretty much the most important position. So I'm absolutely willing to take the chance and give up what I need to try and get him.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd pretty much start there with Zachy and the two first. Super set different league, Jimmy G or T Law this week. Jimmy G or T Law. Jimmy G's got the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And T Law's got the Chiefs. I mean, T Law has the higher upside, I think, to begin with. And being that he's going against the Chiefs, I think I like that matchup. But what do you think, Hammer?
Trevor Lawrence has been way too up and down, and a lot of the down has been over the last 6 weeks. Those first 3 weeks, we looked at him, we were like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he's got pieces, he's got this, he's got that, he's got the running game. But I'm going with Jimmy G this week. I'll be honest with you. I think there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good. San Fran's coming off the bye, and they have the full stable of weapons now. Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, CMC. Give me all of those weapons. Jimmy G doesn't have to do too much, but get the ball in his playmakers' hands and let them do the rest of the work. And we've seen that he's capable of doing that. And I just don't like Trevor Lawrence's propensity to turn the football over. And that's exactly what he's doing. So give me Jimmy G this week.
Yeah, I mean, I know that he's been up and down, T Law, but at the same time, I do like the matchup. I think Jimmy is going to give you a solid like 20 points. That's what he's been given pretty much every single week right now.
Yeah.
He's giving you pretty much a solid floor with that. And let me see what T Law. Yeah, I mean, he's had a couple games under 20, but he's had a couple big games. So, yeah, like I said, I'm okay. I'm going with T Law. I do like them going against the Chiefs, especially if the Chiefs start scoring points. I mean, Jags, I got to throw, so they've got to try and
a little underrated over the last, as Trevor Lawrence's passing numbers have kind of come back down, his rushing upside has picked up. If you look at some of the rushing numbers,
there you go.
Yeah, the rushing numbers have picked up a little bit, but I just don't like the turnovers, dude. I really don't, and it really pisses me off. Listen, things happen. You throw it into here, into there, that's fine. But it's a lot of these, one touchdown, no interception, one touchdown, two interception type games. And I just I don't like the roller coaster that I see with him. Does he have high upside? Of course he does. Huh?
Yeah, I said I don't like the roller coaster shit either. But if there was a week 2 plan, this is a week that I would.
Yeah,
That's all. That's all I mean. That's all.
Yeah, for me, I like Jimmy G because he's going to give me, somewhere in the 250, 260 range, 2 touchdowns, not a high turnover guy, obviously very little rushing upside, but with the full complement of weapons coming off the bye, I like Jimmy G this week.
I feel you. Can't go wrong. Ravi, what up, Ravi? Fields or Tua have Tyreek, so that stack may have a factor. Somebody else literally
We're
asked
just talking
the same
about that.
question.
Yep.
And we went with Fields. He's just been too good lately. He's been, top 5 QB the last 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
And even though you do have the stack, not sure if you are 4-point or 6-point QB for the touchdown, but Fields makes up for that with his legs. So, I like the upside of Fields here. No, somebody asked, was it Waddle before? This one is Tyreek.
Same difference.
But same difference. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fields, and Hammer, you're going with Fields too, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Fields here, and the key is the rushing upside.
One of my 23 firsts is going to be high. I'm keeping that one, of course. That's why I was asking, where those picks are going to land. So absolutely, yeah, you did my teams last week. He's on a team. Yeah, absolutely. Diesel, we'll get to your team tomorrow. I got home late. I didn't get a chance to pull up the graphic and all that. But we got another one, so we're gonna do 2 tomorrow. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate all y'all. And don't forget, we're doing the giveaway on Sunday. I'll announce the winner for the card. Outsole said he's got 3 trades. All right, Outsole, hit us, man. Let me know if you guys like these or not. Listen, you better be 8 to 10 in some people over here. We'll check them out. PJ said flex Amari Cooper or Tony Pollard non-PPR.
Amari Cooper. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have. Well, first off, wait and see what happens with Zeke. I mean, it looks like he's going to play, but there is possibly a chance that the wind is blowing my fucking door. There's possibly a chance that Zeke gets hurt. Doesn't play because he's hurt. So just keep an eye out for that. But yes, I'm going to go Amari Cooper if Zeke is playing. If Zeke is not playing, I'm going to go Tony Pollard, though. Do you change it if Zeke doesn't play?
Probably just because I saw what Tony Pollard did the last time Zeke didn't play and he carried me to a win. He had fucking 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. So yeah, it kind of does modify my position, especially if it's a non-PPR. But I read something really interesting as I was looking through my fantasy team. I actually have Tony Pollard in my home league and I have him in the flex currently, but I read something very interesting where they said that no matter what the situation is, they don't want to give him more than 14 or 15 touches in a game and having him on the field for 30 offensive snaps. So from that standpoint, that is something to take into account. Amari Cooper has been really, really good this year. So take that for what you will.
Yeah. Trey, even in gents, full PPR, Judy or Joshua Palmer? Thanks and good luck this week. Of course. Appreciate you, Trey. Hammer, I'll let you answer this one first. I know what I'm going with, but who are you going with?
I know exactly what you're going with, and I'm right in lockstep. I'm going Josh Palmer, baby. The guy is awesome. The guy is really good, dude. And Justin Herbert loves him. And obviously, Mike Williams is not playing. Keenan Allen, we still don't know. And Josh Palmer is going to get the work. And Josh Palmer got the work last week in the tune of 100 yards. I think he have 6 or 7 grabs, over 100 yards. Josh Palmer is the play, and that's all I got.
Yeah, my bad, Trey. There's a bunch of questions, and I passed right over it. So my bad. Apologize about that. But yeah, we're going Josh Palmer. I mean, especially Keenan Allen and Mike Williams again are both out. Palmer is Palmer's.
Is Keenan officially out? I think he's like questionable. No,
I think they finally ruled him out again. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't see anything on
Keenan. I think they did. Oh, we'll double check real quick. Oops.
Keenan out. Yep, he's out.
Told you.
Yep.
He's out
Yeah.
again. So Josh
Even if he was playing, I would still play Josh Palmer.
Josh Palmer is an awesome one. Definitely. Different league. Jimmy G or T. Oh, we did that one. My bad. All right. We've got throughout the year, I basically flipped Diggs for Tyreek, Olave, and Jacobs.
That's gold.
That's solid.
That's gold.
That's real solid. That's real solid. Jada Man, what up?
Hey,
Jackson,
what up, Jackson?
what's
What it
good,
do?
guys? Blurpy's out there. What up, Blurpy? PJ, we'll get to all these in a second. Shit, where was I at? My bad, boys. Um, yeah, so that was awesome, Robbie. That's good shit. Outsole said Kittle, Damian Pierce for Evan Ingram, Jamal Williams, and Josh Jacobs. I did this trade because I like Josh Jacobs and I already have Goder, and there was no reason for me to have Kittle. I don't mind you getting rid of Kittle, but you get Jamal and Josh Jacobs. So I'm guessing you needed RBs. So you got two of them. Instead of Damian Pierce, you got Jacobs and Jamal Williams. Um, who's your other RBs, I guess?
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Other than Pierce.
I'm kind of torn on this one because Jamal Williams is. I mean, I know I talk all the time about Swift getting hurt, but Swift has to be. I don't want to say has to be out, but he's a handcuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes you could play him, sometimes not so much. That's a tough one for me. Even if you have Kittle and Dallas Goedert, you can play both of those guys.
He's
One at
got
the time.
Swift.
Okay. All right. So then that makes more sense.
KW9 at the time? What do you mean at the time? You got rid
Oh
of.
no, he traded Kenneth Walker.
Oh,
No.
all right, hold on. He's got a couple different
Don't do
things.
this to me.
All right, so as far as this trade is concerned, I don't mind it because you are getting Josh Jacobs, and then you also get Jamal Williams, who's been playable even when Swift is playing the full amount of snaps.
And he has Swift.
As we saw the first week or two, and then you have Swift as well. So I don't mind that. That's not it's not a horrible trade. That's fine. All right, here
Jamal
it is.
Williams has
He
Jamal Williams
traded.
has 8 touchdowns. Jesus, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he's just banging shit in. He traded Kenneth Walker for CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson. I did this trade because I had 4 running backs and needed a wide receiver because my wide receiver 2 was Palmer. Now, I will say this. I would have rather traded Damian Pierce for this and kept Kenneth Walker just straight up. And yeah, I would have traded Swift or some of the other guys. I like Kenneth Walker more. But all right, you get CD. Not bad. Garrett Wilson, I don't know if you play in a 10 or 12 team league, but he's not. I mean, I guess you could flex him now at this point. He's been playing well the last few weeks. So I did trade this because I had 4 RBs. His wide receiver 2 was Palmer. Yeah, and looking so bad right now, is it? All right, so you're going to have CD, Garrett Wilson, and Palmer. And I don't remember who your first wide receiver was. But okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So Hurts and Wilson for Allen. Okay. And Schultz. I mean, I probably just would have kept Hurts to be honest, bro. But all right, you got Allen and Schultz. You did this trade because I have Diggs. Okay, yeah, you have Diggs. Okay, never mind. I redact. I really thought the stack would be good. Yeah, the stack is good. Also picked up Case Keenum in case Allen doesn't play.
I feel like there's better options out
There's
there.
probably somebody better than Case Keenum out there, but all right, so not bad. I don't mind some of those. If you can put what your team looks like currently now, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
If we can see it all played out, because it's hard for me to picture it all in my head
Piece
right
it all
now.
together, yeah.
Blurpy, what up? Trade Pittman for Andrews. Hell yeah, do that shit yesterday.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
Do that yesterday, bro. Definitely. That's a good trade. PJ, what's up? Do you think Josh Allen will play this week? I don't know. I mean, they said they were going to make a decision on Friday, and instead of making a decision, they said he's questionable.
Questionable.
So they didn't make a decision. I would hope, I mean, as a Josh Allen owner in a few leagues, I would hope that they sit him out 1 week just so he can rest it and get healthy going forward. It's not a full tear, so give it another week to heal. You know, we're looking at the long run. If he tears that shit fully, I mean,
Over.
he's done for a year at least. Like you're talking about coming back, like not even for the beginning of next season. You're talking about coming back this time next season. So I would definitely just rest it if I got it straight. Yeah, my bad, Trey. Like I mentioned before, my bad, bro. I owe you one. Throw something in there that you need answered again.
Mm-hmm.
Some other shit. I got you, bro. Super. What do y'all think about trading away Adams and Olave for Kelsey and Amon-Ra? Adams and Olave for Kelsey and Amon-Ra. I can ship off receivers because I'll have Amon-Ra, Kirk, and Palmer and Pickens until I get Jamar and Mike Will back. Yeah, I don't mind it. You're getting the best tight end in the game, and you're going to have that crazy advantage. And I'm someone that does like Amon-Ra. I'm not sure if you follow us on Instagram, but make sure you follow us on Instagram. I just posted something on Amon-Ra for the season. I think what was it? I think he's got like last week with no Hawkinson. Hold on, let me go to my post real quick. He had a 35% target share. And on the season, he's got a 26% target share, and that's counting the game that he got knocked out on like the first couple plays. So I'm all for Amon-Ra. I love to buy low on him, and I don't mind giving up Adams and Olave to get Kelsey and Amon-Ra in return. I'm not sure if Hammer agrees with me on that, but what do you think about that, Hammer?
Well, the Kelsey thing obviously piques my interest, and if you're getting Kelsey, I would, yeah. I mean, Olave's been really good.
He's 6-3 too. He has.
Olave's been really good. Devontae Adams is coming off a massive game. You're getting Kelsey, Amon-Ra. Listen, we do this shit with Amon-Ra and DeAndre Swift every goddamn week. I like Amon-Ra as a player. I think he's really productive. He hasn't played a ton of games this year. The target share is fine. I get all of that. I'm good with it. No Hawkinson obviously is going to elevate his target share even more. He's probably going to get 28 to 30% of the target share going for the rest of the season, maybe even more. Who knows? I like it only because you're getting Kelsey, and if you're yeah, I mean, listen. Your wide receivers will be a little thin, and the reason why I would hesitate is because Christian Kirk, while he's really good, if he's your wide receiver one, well, with Amon-Ra, Amon-Ra would be a wide receiver one, obviously. Kirk, Palmer, yeah, those guys are good, but Adams and Olave really give you that top end production. You're getting the massive advantage with Kelsey. I would be okay with either side, honestly, because there's pluses and minuses to both sides. I can't really look at it and say there's a definitive advantage one way or the other. You know what I mean? Especially with the guys that he'll have if he does make the trade. So that's a little bit of a tough one. I wouldn't be mad either way. If you held my feet to the fire, I'd say go and get Kelsey because you're going to dominate that position.
Yeah, definitely. Jackson said Judy, Mooney, or Pollard. Damn. Judy's been decent lately, no?
Well, obviously the Broncos had the bye week. I don't have Judy in any of my leagues. So I got to take a peek and see what he's been up to lately. I have
13 and 15 the last 2 games, half PPR.
Yeah, that Broncos offense just still looks disjointed, man. It just doesn't look clean. It doesn't look efficient. It doesn't, I know they beat Jacksonville in London, but even still, that didn't look, it's not looking the way it's supposed to look. So you really have to consider Mooney. Obviously, we got to see what's going on with Zeke. If Zeke doesn't play, you probably consider Pollard. If Zeke does play, I'd lean Mooney here.
Yeah, if Zeke doesn't play, we're definitely going Pollard. But if Zeke does play, it's close between Judy and Mooney. The thing that worries me about Mooney is that Claypool is, another week in the
Coming in. Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
practicing and everything. And last week he had 6 targets on like a 35% snap count. So that was like really enticing, really good to see for Claypool. And does that take away from Mooney yet, or not? We don't really know yet. And Mooney's been good lately, so.
But
Uh,
also too, the thing that does scare me, and the thing now that I'm starting to, kind of process this particular question, is just that the passing game is still limited volume wise for the Bears. They're scoring points. They're scoring a ton of points lately, but the passing volume is just so limited that it really, I take a step back from it. I looked at Mooney and I'm like, yeah, Mooney's been playing well, but there's not as much upside there. The floor is very
no,
low.
there's no upside.
If
So
he doesn't catch that touchdown, you're talking about an 8-point outing, in half PPR. So from that standpoint, I kind of will pivot and I will say Pollard if Zeke doesn't play. If Zeke does play, Jerry Jeudy.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Judy as well. No worries, Saturday. All right, thanks, Trey. My bad, bro.
Statement rescinded. I love it.
Elsol said Swift. All right, we saw that. So I'm in a league with 423 first. I want Olave enough to where I'm considering offering Christian Kirk and 23 late first to see if he bites. Yeah, absolutely. Kirk can take a hike,
I like that.
especially next year with Calvin Ridley coming through.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
not one number one wide receiver in general. And Olave's great. I mean, next year he's probably still the only wide receiver there. Do they get somebody else going forward? I mean,
But he's
I
there.
don't know,
He's
but
he's
he's
the guy.
Olave. You can pretty much lock him in for like a borderline wide receiver one. He's like a wide receiver two, borderline wide receiver one, pretty much. Uh, I think for his career.
Yeah, he's really good.
I don't know if he'll jump into the top, 12, but he
He's got
should
the
be
potential.
he should be in that area. Like I said, wide receiver two creeping up on that low end wide receiver one. So I do like it. I don't mind if you go ahead and do that. Do you guys think Damian Pierce is worth the 23 first? Or should I hold, considering Houston may still draft another RB early? You guys think you mean you want to go get Damian Pierce? Honestly, I wouldn't go get Damian Pierce. And this is just me, and other people may have different opinions, but you're absolutely right. I don't like the draft capital that was in Pierce. And yes, he's doing great right now, but do we really think they're going to go into next season with just Pierce and Burkhead again? I doubt it. Whether they get a Kareem Hunt, Tony Pollard, there's a bunch of guys, Madison, there's a bunch of guys that are
And
going to
Jones
be
might be out there.
there's a bunch of guys that are going to be available. To me, Damian Pierce is going to end up as an RB2. Solid player, but he's going to be an RB2. I think they bring someone else, and I don't think he's just going to have the 3-down role, going forward, like for the rest, this season. This season, he is what he is. He's great to have. He's the guy. But going forward worries me a little bit. So I wouldn't spend the 23 first on him. If it's late, then if you want to take a chance, if it's a late first, maybe. But even at that point, especially if it's super flex, you might be able to get an RB that might wind up coming in and being better than Pierce. What do you think, Hammer?
Yeah. It depends. Like you said, if you're going for it this year, I think Diesel said he was 6-3 in this particular league, so that means he's in good shape. If that's the correct team, and you feel like you got a real shot to go out there and win it, I genuinely don't have a problem with it. I feel like you worry about the situation later and see what they do later. If you feel like you could win this year, Diesel, go out and make the trade and put yourself over the top. I always said the draft capital is only worth what somebody's willing to, give up for it or take for it. And the draft capital really doesn't start to become worth anything until the NFL draft is over, and then you start your rookie draft. So if you feel like Dameon Pierce is going to put you over the top, I would say go out and do it. But it really depends on how you view him as taking your team over the top.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. If you are competing this season and need the RB, you can go get Dameon Pierce, play this season with Dameon Pierce to try and win the ship, and then ship him in the offseason before the draft, before anything. You ship him right away while the value is still high.
Yep.
That's another option as well. But if you're not contending, then I'm not spending a first to go get Pierce. Also, Allen, Jacob Swift, Diggs, CD, Goddard, Godwin, or Palmer. That's his team now. Jacob Swift, Diggs, CD, Goddard, Godwin, Palmer.
And then he would have Jamal.
I like it. I like it. I like it, especially with Dak back now. I'm gonna go check out the Insta. Yeah, I try and put stuff on Insta. It's hard because I don't have
No,
much.
all he does is put Viking shit on Instagram.
Listen, I went to the game. I had to rep my squad, so I had to, I was repping all week, bro. Trade Hawkinson and Judy for Andrews. Honestly, I wouldn't even do that. I mean, Andrews is great, but he's been a little bit banged up. Lamar's taking a little bit of a step back, but I mean, Hawkinson is a top 5 guy going forward now. Jackson, if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. I think I did put out another video or something I put out. I don't even remember what it was on Hawkinson. But yeah, he's a third down guy now. They're looking to him. I mean, 9 catches last game, and it was his first week. He didn't even know the damn plays.
They said he was going to get a full go. Yeah.
They said, you know what, Big Hawk, go out there and fucking catch the ball, bro. So my guy went and did his thing. So yeah, I just keep Hawkinson. I'm not and just keep Judy. I wouldn't really go out and get Andrews. Are you going out and getting Andrews for this hammer?
No, I'm not. And the reason is exactly what you outlined. And I think we talked about this I think last week. He's the perfect fit for that offense, right? Like he just fit right in. And even on I think the show I did on Sunday when you were at the game, I was reading some of the Hawkinson stuff, and they said, we're going to give him a full go. He's not limited. He's not going to be on a snap count. He's not going to, nothing. He's full go. And the reward was a really, really impressive stat line considering that was his first game there. So, and also too, the difference between Hawkinson and Andrews by the time the season's over, I don't think it's going to be that significant where it's worth also giving up a really solid wide receiver in Jerry Jeudy. He probably hasn't lived up to the expectations we had, but that doesn't mean he's not a solid wide receiver 2, low-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3 on your particular team. So that doesn't make much sense at all. And Mark Andrews is banged up. So no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Hawkinson is not a sell high. He's good to go, I think, for the rest of the season. I mean, Kirk is literally looking his way every third down. And listen, they were looking for another wide receiver. I mean, they couldn't get one, so they wound up going to get Hawk, and he's going to be involved. He's going to be the second option out there. It's JJ and Hawk, and then Thielen. And Thielen is a little banged up as well. They might not show it on, Sleeper.
He doesn't have any injury designation,
but he's banged up. I was at the game. He was limping. He was not full go. He was in the little blue tent for a sec. And he's old, bro, but he's been nursing shit, all season. So
well, he better not be hurt this week. I picked him up for my Dynasty run, and he better give me a solid 10 to 12 points this week,
Brian, what up, Brian? You got a QB concern? All right, picked up Justin Fields. What's your concern, brother?
This is a concern.
Do I substitute Jalen Hurts as my QB1 for Fields or hold him for a trade piece?
That's a good question.
Do I substitute Jalen Hurts? No, I'd keep Jalen Hurts and trade Justin Fields.
I agree.
That's what I would do.
I agree. I just think that now, while Justin Fields may be outproducing Jalen Hurts from a point standpoint, Jalen Hurts is fully entrenched as a passer, as a runner in that offense with the weapons. The volume of passing that Jalen Hurts gets is significantly higher than Justin Fields. Justin Fields, if you have Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields is a sell high guy for you.
Yeah. I think I missed one. My bad. Do I trade CD and Zeke for Adams? Or do I ask to add someone? I have Chubb and Connor. Do I trade CD and Zeke for Adam? No, I didn't know. I don't know. Or do I ask to add someone? Do I
Like
have
with
to add
Adams.
someone maybe? I have Chubb and Connor.
No, Connor is not reliable.
He's not, so I'm gonna keep Zeke for that matter. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go get Adam. Would you want Adams?
I love Devontae Adams. I think he's amazing. I think that one game that he was terrible was just a massive outlined by what he did last week. So, um, you know, I think Adams' ceiling is higher than CD. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's that much of a gap where it's worth giving up Zeke.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
if
And then
you can get them to add something else in there, you have Chubb, which is awesome, but James Conner is not that guy that you could plug into your RB2 every single week. If he's on a bye week or, you have some crazy injury, then maybe, but you cannot put James Conner in there every single week as your RB2 and expect to be extremely productive. For that case, you might as well keep Zeke. If you can get them to add something to Adams, I don't know how much, but if you could get them to add something to Adams, maybe a Jeff Wilson, somebody like that, maybe I was going to say Algier. I mean, I know he's coming off a bad game and that's a pretty crowded backfield. Who else? I can't really think of anybody else. James Robinson, maybe. I don't know. Possibly.
yeah, they have. If you could get an RB in return, then yeah, like Hammer said, I probably wouldn't mind doing it in that case. Jackson said the thing is he has Lamar on that Hawkinson and Judy for Andrews trade.
That
And
doesn't change my opinion.
that's
No,
what I was just gonna
no,
say.
no,
I was gonna say I don't care.
no, definitely not. And
Um,
don't and I
Go
think
ahead.
a lot of these, and we've been getting, especially today, so far, we've been getting a lot of these stack questions, with Tua and Waddle and those kind of guys. But you know, while that's awesome, don't let that be the be all end all for why you make a trade. Make the trade because you win the trade and because you're getting the better value. The stack is nice, but make sure in any of these trades, do not let that be the deciding factor on whether you trade for a guy that's going to stack with your quarterback or your quarterback stack with your wide receiver. Make sure you're getting the best player in the deal and make sure you're getting the best value in the deal. If it just so happens that you're getting a stack, great. I know there was one here where they got Diggs and Allen, and that was worth it in that scenario. But don't let that be the deciding factor.
Yeah, I mean, look, the stack is great. Boom, yeah, you get the extra points, but the fact of the matter is, it's going to help you win a lot of regular season games. But there are going to be those games where they don't do well, and when
Could be
that
a playoff game.
happens, when it's the playoffs come, and that's the game, or the championship comes, and that's the game that team gets shut down or shut out. Now you're done. So that's the one thing always to look at with the stacks as well. Charlie, what's up, Charlie? I love the little dog pick there. Half PPR, pick one: Palmer, Judy, or Mooney. We had a similar question earlier.
Yep, this
Palmer,
is easy.
easy.
Yep.
No Keenan Allen, no
Mike
no
Williams.
Mike Williams. So yeah, we're definitely rolling with that there. Kevin, what is up, Kev? Dynasty PPR, trade away Pierce for Pickens. Bye Pierce. What you think, Hammer?
That's a tough one for me, but I think the deciding factor is that running backs get drafted all the time, even though you're a first or second year back coming in. Wide receivers are pretty entrenched for the most part. And Pickens is picking up the pace a little bit. So yeah, I would do this deal.
Yeah, and Pickett likes him. So
and he's paired with a rookie quarterback, a rookie wide receiver. That seems like it could be a nice combo. even if it's for 3 to 4 years, you like the development, the rapport. They're probably only going to get better anyway.
Yeah, and we just talked about Pierce as well. So I'd rather just take the chance on Pickens than to take the chance on Pierce. I think there's a better chance that Pickens doesn't get replaced. They just shipped off Claypool so they can have Pickens and Deontay.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's another factor I didn't even
so
cross my mind.
and Pierce could get replaced or not replaced, but just they could bring someone else in. We just kind of
Mm-hmm.
talked about it before, where there's a bunch of guys without contracts. There's gonna, Madison, Pollard, but Zeke could get let go. Aaron Jones could get let go.
Yep.
There's a bunch of guys out there that they can add to, combine to that backfield. I just don't see how they could go in next season with just Burkhead again, and Pierce. So I see Pierce as like an RB2 in Dynasty for the long run. So absolutely, and that's replaceable for me. So I'll take Pickens. Hell yeah. Brian, guess another question for beginner fantasy player. No problem, bro. What's the better player for you guys? Having players with easier matchups or star players with bad matchups? Unsure what strategy to go with. Listen, I think we touched on this a little bit last time too.
We did.
You're gonna play your stars. It doesn't matter who they go against. I don't care if Justin Jefferson is going against primetime fucking Deion Johnson, Deion Sanders himself. I'm playing JJ.
Yep.
Listen, they're not going to be against the best corner every play. And guess what? These guys are the best in the world. They're going to win plays. They're going to lose plays. And all it takes is one big play, one trip, one anything. I mean, at the game I went to last week, the fucking ref got in the way and the defender hit into the ref and fucking Samuel caught a touchdown. So it's just anything can happen. And so you're always going to play your star players rather than some other guys that have some good matchups. I'll just give you an example, I guess. Um, you're gonna play, I don't know if Derrick Henry is too much, or you're gonna play Dameon Pierce over Khalil Herbert or Montgomery. They're playing the Lions. It's an awesome matchup, but you're not gonna play those guys over Dameon Pierce or um, any top running back. Am I missing anything there, Hammer?
No, that's and listen, I understand, like you said, we've been doing this for a long time, so this kind of seems like a silly question, but it's not. And we understand, for a beginner, sometimes you would look at the matchups, and it's funny too, because in our dynasty league, we had a player that's been playing for a couple of years now, and he should know better than to make a trade because there's an easier schedule down the line, and it cost him a game. And I'm talking with Bagalam, on the phone, and we're just like, dude, you don't make that trade. So he traded Devontae Adams for DeAndre Hopkins because he feels like DeAndre Hopkins has a better matchup down or a better schedule down the stretch. That's the most dumbest thing I could have, rationalized. But the point is, you're playing your star players. It doesn't matter. You're only really looking at the matchups if you have bye weeks, if you have guys that are injured, if you have guys that may be underperforming a little bit, that are fringe guys, and you're looking at which guys should I play. But yeah, those top 4 or 5 guys that you draft, you're playing them no matter what. Unless it's just really egregious. Like if you drafted Russell Wilson really high and Geno Smith comes along, then all right, and you've seen 9 or 10 games of Geno Smith and you've seen 9 or 10 games out of Russell Wilson and Geno Smith is clearly the better player. Something like that, you want a bigger sample size before you decide to take out a guy that you drafted, maybe like I said, in the first 4, 5, 6 rounds. But other than that, you're playing your guys. You're playing Devontae Adams. You're playing Tyreek Hill. You're playing Josh Allen. You're playing Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and the list goes on and on. So just always keep that in mind. Your star players are your star players, and they're there for a reason because they're carrying your team on a weekly basis. So, but Brian, hit us up with those questions, especially if you're stuck on something. We'll be more than happy to give you a breakdown more specifically if you do have a question with a star player, we'll give you more of a breakdown and the insight into how we handle those situations, because not every situation is created the same.
Yeah, bye weeks, injuries, and or whatever, flex plays. That's where you're looking at the matchups a little bit more when you've got to kind of plug somebody in for your star that is not
Right.
playing. That's when you want to look at the matchups a little bit more. Now, listen, you can always look at the mat. Now, I always look at the matchups in the playoff weeks. I want to know who guys are going against. And do you make a trade for somebody with an easier schedule? You can. I mean, definitely, but it just depends. What you're giving up or what you're trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends. But then again, I'm not going crazy over star players, over some more role players or flex plays. Then absolutely, you want to look more into those a little bit. Jackson said, "What do you think of my outlook on this season? I'm 6-3. My team is Lamar, Mixon, JT, Cup, Hill, Hawkinson, and Pierce at flex." Yeah, I think we've seen your team a couple times, Jackson. My guy
Mm-hmm.
Skull Nation, but
Yeah, he loves that Cup Hill combo. I remember that from a couple of different scenarios we worked through.
yeah, I mean, Mixon, he's been decent. Obviously, he had the great week. JT hasn't been good, so anything can happen there with your running backs, but you've got the upside in your wide receivers to really pick up for that. So,
Then he
and
got the big trade with Hawkinson, which
I
helps
like
you.
Hawkinson definitely. Kevin, how you feel about Kyler this week?
He's
Kyler,
actually, I have Kyler on my home team league in your league, Steve. I actually traded for Kyler a couple of weeks ago, and he's been really good from a fantasy standpoint. But he's dealing with a hamstring issue this week, and he's officially questionable, Kevin. So if Kyler Murray plays, you kind of have to play him because he does have the upside. I know he's playing the Rams, but he always seems to give you some really good upside with the rushing we talked about. So yeah, if Kyler Murray is a go, then play him, but just have somebody ready to go in case Kyler doesn't go.
yeah,
He's still a top whatever 10 quarterback. He's a every week starter. Because of the rushing upside, and he's got some good weapons there. Obviously, he's got DeAndre Hopkins. Rondell Moore has been really good the last couple of weeks. Their running back situation kind of pisses me off because James Conner stinks this year, but whatever. Zach Ertz still really good.
yeah, I don't know. I don't love Kyler.
No, but he
Think
produces,
so.
dude. He's
No, he
he's
doesn't. In
number.
fantasy,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, in real life, I mean, I just
not so much.
no. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? Starting to feel like Keenan Allen will never play again this year. No, he probably won't. I mean, the guy is what 30, 31.
He's
Um,
an old 31 dude.
he is. He's been around a long time. He's had a bunch of awesome seasons, and that takes a toll. On the body when you're catching 100 balls a year for the last 5 years or something like that.
And he's a short to intermediate kind of guy. So he's taking hits. He's like you said, he's in a lot of traffic. And also another thing to take a look at when you're talking about these kinds of players, and I said this about DeAndre Hopkins last year when he started to get hurt, is Keenan Allen used to be able to fight through a lot of these types of injuries, and he'll be questionable all week, but he'll still give it a go out there and catch 7 8 passes, 80 90 maybe 100 yards. But this is keeping him out now for long periods of time, and that is the red flag on a player like this. So yeah, it doesn't look very good for Keenan Allen.
Yeah, yeah, it's just age, man. He
He's
can't
breaking down.
can't stay healthy. Can't stay healthy. Those especially those hammies when you're getting older. I mean,
Oh
fucking,
yeah.
it just sucks. But all right, so let's get into these games and then we'll answer some questions in between here. Um, but we got, like I said, Vikings at the Bills. Let's do that bad boy first. Vikings at Bills. Yeah, we don't know if Josh Allen's playing. Like I said, hopefully he takes a rest. But of course, I'm going with my Vikings either way. Got to go Vikings here. But yeah, Josh Allen's hurt a little bit, so yeah, I think they're just gonna wind up sitting him. They should. But what do you think about this game, Hammer?
It's a big deal, right? If Josh Allen plays, then that kind of changes things. No, I mean I know he's still hurt. That elbow injury is not going away. This is a really tough game for me to pick, considering all the variables. I believe they are in Buffalo. Is that correct?
Yeah,
So they are in Buffalo. Oh, man, I don't like this game. If I was a betting man, I would stay away from this game altogether. Um, yeah, it really hinges on if Josh Allen's going to play. If Josh Allen plays, I like Buffalo. If he doesn't play, I like the Vikings.
yeah. I'm still gonna go with the Vikings either way, but should be a good game. Should be a close game. Maybe it's shootout. Well, we don't know if Josh Allen's playing, so even if he does, I don't know how much is he gonna actually throw the ball. Like, does he nurture it a little bit and not throw the ball as much, or
And he's
what?
a big time thrower. Like he throws the ball like down the field, big time thrower of the football. So that could impact velocity, accuracy, willingness to even make those throws. So
Yeah. And now Hines didn't get any burn last week. Oh, here's Dylan actually just about to talk about Hines, bro. Um, but yeah, I mean, does Hines get involved now finally? Learn the playbook and everything, so he should be on the field. It's tough for me to even start Hines without seeing it first exactly. And then being that we don't know if Josh Allen is there also, I don't know. Does that help or hurt anything from it? We just don't know. We have no idea. So I'm probably not playing Hines yet until I see it. What about you, Hammer?
yeah, no, I'm not playing Hines either. This is not Christian McCaffrey going to San Francisco where it's like, yeah, I'm playing him if he's on the field. This is not that. So, and Naeem Hines is not exactly a needle mover. I know he's going to a good offense. I know he's obviously going to be a pass catching kind of dynamo out of the backfield, but no, wait and see how he's involved, see if Josh Allen's playing, and make your decision from there. I don't think you're going to win or lose a week based on if Naeem Hines plays or not, or if you play him or not.
Yeah. Guys, let us know what you think about Hines in this offense. I think we had spoke about it a couple times, but obviously they don't like Cook, so we shall see. And Cook was involved a little bit last game. Maybe that's what Hines is going to be doing. I mean, like I said, we've kind of got to wait and see what happens. But all right, next game we got Seahawks at Bucks. This is the 9:30 game. They're playing in London again.
London, no, I think they're playing in Germany, I believe.
Oh, Germany, yeah, Munich Allianz Arena, and it's at least it's on NFL Network, and we don't gotta fucking
That's true.
pay for that other bullshit. I almost didn't watch that game, but I signed up. I did the free trial thing, and they
For
canceled.
what was that? Prime?
And
No,
they
right?
canceled my shit. No, it was I don't even know. ESPN Plus. The fuck.
Oh yeah, I have ESPN Plus anyway.
But yeah. Yeah, who you got here? Seahawks at Bucks.
Hmm.
What y'all feeling? Throw it in the chat.
This is
Let's
a
hear it.
tough one. This is really a tough one. Listen, Seattle's the better team right now, playing better. But it's Tom Brady. I'm gonna go with the Bucks here, but I don't feel confident in that pick. Everything's telling me to take the Seahawks, but I just think Tom Brady's got a little bit of a run in him. They should not have beaten the Rams last week. I watched that game from start to finish. They should not have beat the Rams. The Rams have a good defense. I don't think Seattle has nearly as good a defense as the Rams do. But I'm gonna go with the Bucks here.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with the Bucks too. I think Tom Brady can just maybe because it's not here, maybe it's out in fucking Germany. He
Yeah,
actually does a little something. But Gino's been great. The Seahawks have been great. I'm gonna go just with the team that's not playing great. I don't know if that makes much sense, but it is what it
Yeah,
is.
that's the tough
Seahawks
one.
they've got to tone it down at some point or another. I just this
It's
fucking
tough. This is a tough one.
Is just it's rough with Gino. It's just it's so hard to like believe, but at the same time, it's like he's every week he's doing it, and it's
Bro,
like
we're at week 10 now. It's time to start. Hey, we're in week 10, dude. We're not in week 2.
it's like is that the future now? Like, do they fucking keep this dude? Like, I don't know. I mean,
He's balling.
so it's Dylan says Seahawks taking the under on this game too. Yeah.
Dylan, I don't hold on. I don't know what the under is here. I didn't get the under. The number 44.5 is the under. Yeah, I like the under as well. But for what it's worth, Seahawks 6-3 against the spread. Tampa 2-6-1 against the spread. For what that's worth. Seattle getting plus 2.5 here.
So what you got, Heimer?
I don't know, dude. I'd probably oh god. Tampa to win by a field goal or more.
Yeah.
I would take the Bucks minus 2.5, but that game scares me. I would probably just take the money line. I would stay away from the spread, and just take the Bucks to win straight up. But this game's tough, man. Seriously.
I would have laughed my ass off if you told me Geno Smith would be playing better than Brady and Wilson. Yeah, listen,
Throw Aaron Rodgers in there.
throw Aaron Rodgers in there as too. Same thing. I would never in a million years be like,
Nope.
yeah, boys, we're going with Geno Smith this week over Tom Brady and Russell
Oh
Wilson
yeah,
and
100%.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's
Yep.
just it's crazy. Hammer,
feel
you
like
got time to make the betting video sometime tomorrow that I can post?
Yeah, I could run that. I mean, it's tough for me to pick every single game because they're tough
No, you don't have to pick every game. Just pick the ones that
that I like.
or you could, you could just pick the ones that you like for, to bet on.
All
It'll be
right,
a short
so
little video but at least everybody, who does betting and stuff, they can tune into that, and
yeah,
see that. And
all right,
then, I think we're also going to do some start sits. We'll go over all the teams and do start sits, and we'll just record that ourselves and post it so you guys can just watch it and go through. And I'll put the chapters there so you can see all the different games, and who we are picking to start sit or whatever the case is. Just some little extra content because we do get a lot of questions, and sometimes we don't have time to go over all that stuff. We're here, answering the questions as well, but people also want to know all that other stuff we think of as well. So just trying to put out a little more content for y'all, as well. That was what. So then next game we got was Lions Bears division game. At the Bears. We talked about Fields a bunch today. Talked about Claypool, a little bit as well. Fields been awesome. Claypool last week again, 6 targets on like a 35% snap share. So maybe they get him heavily involved this week. Maybe they don't. I mean, I don't know. Playing against the shit Lions defense. Amon-Ra, 35% target share last week with Hawk out. Who do you got?
yeah, I'm taking the Bears at home, playing better. They look better, dude. They just look like the team we kind of expected out of the gate. Now I know it got rolling a little bit later than we all expected, but I've been saying this for the last 2 to 3 weeks. It feels like they figured out who they are. You know what I mean? They don't need to throw the ball 35 times to be successful.
Yeah.
Throw the ball between 20 and 25 times. They got 3 good runners now with Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, and David Montgomery. You got Cole Kmet catching some touchdowns in the red zone. You got Mooney who can make plays, and then you add a Claypool in there. Yeah, give me the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears too. Hopefully Swift gets some more work this week. Like I said, like I don't. If they're just gonna give him fucking 7 touches, why not just sit him out? But he's OD. He's crazy productive on those touches though. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears here as well. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Lions. Hopefully they can start, having some offense like they've been having. I mean, last game they beat the Pack, but it wasn't great, offensively. So, but yeah, we'll go with the Bears. We'll go with the Bears there. Yee, what is up, Yee?
Yeah, what up, man?
Tila Tila or Dalton got Lamar on bye, and Dalton's matchup is nice. But so you got the Saints at the Steelers. And yeah, I think we briefly went over it. We got T Law at the Chiefs, I believe it was, right? Am I
Yep.
bugging? T Law's at the Chiefs. So yeah, I'm going with T Law. I think we had a similar question earlier with somebody else, not Dalton. But yeah, I'm going with T Law. I'm not, I don't know. What you doing, Hammer?
Yeah, I'm not messing with Andy Dalton. I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then especially once they get in close, and you've got them bringing in like Taysom Hill and shit,
Yeah,
and he's handing off to Kamara down there. So
and we touched on this too, where Trevor Lawrence is getting some rushing upside over the last 3 to 4 weeks. So
yeah,
he's
that as
he's still
well.
a very capable thrower of the football. If Trevor Lawrence could just cut down on the turnovers, he's a top 12 guy at the position. It's just about those turnovers. He's got good running backs. He's got a good wide receivers. Good wide receivers. He's got a solid tight end in Ingram. Just stop the turnovers.
Yep. Dylan said he got the Bears on that too. Yep. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Next game up, we've got Russell King Cook Wilson versus King Henry. What you feeling on this?
I don't know what to feel on this. This kind of feels like a sneaky game that the Broncos could win. Um, I do like what the Titans do, man. It just seems like they're just one of those like rock solid, consistent teams. It felt like the world was falling apart, and yet here they are at 5-3. They had a real chance to beat Kansas City. If Ryan Tannehill plays in that game, they probably beat Kansas City. Um, but I'm going to take the Titans here. Derrick Henry is really rolling. I know they kind of limited him in the second half. Remember we were watching that game? And Derrick
With
Henry went,
fucking 30 carries, like
yeah, but he went bananas he went bananas in the first half, and then in the second half he really didn't get a ton of work.
how many carries you want to give the man? Yeah,
No, he
did he
only
like 31 carries?
no, he only had 17 against Kansas City.
Oh, I thought you were talking about last week. He had a bunch. I thought you were talking about this
No, the last game they
week.
played was against Kansas City. He only had 17 carries.
Was it? What did he finish with?
17 carries,
No, I'm saying his yardage,
115,
115.
2 touchdowns.
I mean, was it the game before? Who had just had
Yeah,
30 carries?
yeah. The previous 2 games he had 30 and 32.
Shit, you want to
So,
give him 100 carries in 3 fucking weeks?
but that,
Jesus Christ.
but that's what I'm saying though. That's something to monitor. Now, listen, if you give him 17 carries, he's obviously capable of going for 100 yards. But it's something to monitor, and I think they saw, bro, his last 4 games, he's at 50. He's at 110 carries in 4 games.
And he hurt his foot. Also, I think he missed practice one day. Probably just resting him, but it
That's
takes a toll, and that's the part where we talk about, when you start breaking down, and we didn't even get to the second half of the season. This guy just had 100 carries in 3 games. Like that's nuts.
crazy. So,
Um,
like I said, something to monitor. But getting back to the game, oh my god, I'm going to take Tennessee here, but I do see a path to the Broncos being productive. But Tennessee just seems to win games. They're at home. Give me the Titans.
Yeah, you're gonna take the Titans too. Broncos just haven't played well, and Tennessee just they stay in every game, and they give themselves a chance. So, and being that Broncos ain't shit,
I think Tannehill is back as well.
so yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Titans here as well.
Tannehill's questionable, but
Dylan says Henry has been a monster lately. Tennessee takes it. Yeah, let's
no arguments there.
absolutely, absolutely. Watching videos. What is up? Should I trade Mike Evans for Debo and OBJ?
Why is OBJ
Trade
in that
Mike
trade?
Evans for Debo and OBJ. I mean, Debo gives you a solid floor, but I don't know what OBJ is going to do for you.
Right.
He's not even on a team. We don't know when he's going to be playing. Um, we don't know anything of that, and he's probably not going to win you a league. It's not like OBJ. It's this wide receiver one, this Calvin Ridley that's coming in on a team for the Jags next year. But I don't know. Are you doing this, Hammer?
No, I'm keeping Mike Evans.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that offense hasn't been great, but Mike Evans is still getting the looks. He hasn't had a lot of touchdowns, and that's been the downfall so far for him this year. Usually he's up there in touchdowns, but
But also, too, now think about in San Francisco, Debo's got a lot more competition for touches, targets, rushes, whatever Debo does. So
should do.
Mike Evans only real competition there is Chris Godwin in terms of being that wide receiver. But even in a down year, Mike Evans is still wide receiver 11 in our half PPR league. So give me that and take that to the bank.
And they're both getting 10, 11, 12 targets a game.
Right. Mike Evans has
Both.
Yeah, Mike Evans has 37 targets in his last 3 games.
Yeah.
So take that.
So yeah, I'll take that upside. I'd probably yeah. I don't want Debo. Like I said, Debo's had a good floor, but I think you want to just keep
Not
Mike Evans.
enough upside.
It's not a bad trade if you wanted to do it, but I think I'd rather keep Evans and like you said perfectly, fucking wide receiver 11 and half PPR in our league. I mean, we get the bonus I think for 100 yards, so it might be a
Yeah.
little bit different in regular PPR, but even still, imagine if he has touchdowns with it. So, and those should be coming. Simp, what is up, my guy? Higgins on a bye. Mike Williams out. Which wide receiver should I roll out besides Godwin? Got D. Carter, Wandell, Curtis Samuel, and Tony. Think I'm going to play Swift and J. Will this week. Okay, that's fine there. Tony, we're not playing yet. He's not in the
No.
yet, so you can't do that. Carter's a little bit interesting because, again, Keenan Allen and Michael Williams is out. But what did Carter do last week? I think he had a decent day. I think he probably gave you like 7 points or something. Where is he?
Almost 10.
Yeah, so he was, 5 for 53, which was solid. Curtis Samuel caught the big touchdown, and then you've got Wandell, who seemed to be involved a little bit more, and they've just got no wide receivers there. But then last week, only 3 targets after a not pretty decent week the week before, and the week before with the touchdown. So I don't know. Who you got, Hammer?
Yeah, this is actually fairly easy for me. I am going with Carter and Curtis Samuel. There's just not enough offense passing wise for Wandell to have a difference making type of game. There is a path to productivity for Carter and Samuel, much higher upside. Kadarius Toney is not a factor just yet. Juju's the guy there. Mecole Hardman has been a really solid revelation. Travis Kelce's that dude. So I'm going Carter and Curtis Samuel here.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like you said, Wandell just there's the ceiling is just it's not there. They don't really pass as much. Carter and Samuel is probably the best plays for that. Now, if Miko Hardman doesn't play, Tony may be interesting, but they just pass it around so much that you're better off playing any of those three other guys than them. But yeah, I'll lean towards Carter and Samuel as well for those reasons. Chaka, what up? Chaka needed a
Doctor,
wide
what up,
receiver
man?
one. Needed a wide receiver one bad. You traded Walker and Godwin. No,
Ooh.
that's an L, bro. It's an L for me, dog. Listen, Godwin's not bad. He's a good buy low guy to get right now. And with Walker, I feel like you probably could have traded Walker for somebody straight up, um, like an Adams or somebody else. Uh, I know you needed it bad, but to give up both of them, you probably didn't have to do that. You probably could have just gave up Walker or traded Godwin and something else. But what do you think, Hammer?
Yeah, this is tough, man. Do, do not trade Kenneth Walker. Do not do that. If you are hurting for a wide receiver bad, just because you need a wide receiver one doesn't mean you make a bad trade. Fuck it. Trade somebody else and get a wide receiver two and keep Kenneth Walker and Chris Godwin if you have to. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're better off making a smaller deal that's going to improve your team rather than making a bigger deal that's going to make your team worse. And I think by trading Kenneth Walker and Chris Godwin for a Devontae Adams, you made your team probably worse in the long run. I know Devontae Adams came off the big game, but Kenneth Walker is special, dude. He is special. And the way they utilize him in that Pete Carroll offense, give me some Kenneth Walker. I have him on my home league and my league, and he has been amazing. Don't trade Kenneth Walker. Everybody out there watching, do not trade Kenneth Walker. Um, Make a smaller trade. I don't like this. And Chris Godwin is still getting the volume. I know the production isn't there, but he's still getting the volume. Yeah, yeah, I don't like trading Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and you might have had some other RBs you could have traded as well if you decided to trade Walker. But yeah, I think you had some other options that you could have did.
Or had
Um,
him, or had that person who traded Devonte Adams throw in something else.
yeah.
An RB back end RB too, if you needed it.
Now listen, just because we don't like the trade doesn't mean it's an L for you. It could turn out in your favor. Devonte Adams could just beast the rest of the way. Maybe Godwin doesn't get it going. Um, I just feel like you could have did a little bit better with just some more searching. That's all. That's all I would say about that. So it's not bad, but yeah, don't get down just because we don't like it. I mean, we're just some guys that have opinions. We don't always get it right, just like anybody
And
else.
also
Um,
too,
but
like where you took Kenneth Walker, he's so valuable because of where you got him. So, I'm sure you had other, I don't know exactly what your injuries were or, what happened that you needed a wide receiver one that badly. Maybe you had Jamar Chase that got hurt or something. But where you got Kenneth Walker, he's just so valuable, man.
yeah, I just feel like you could have did Walker for Adams like straight up, pretty much. Like you gave up Godwin and you didn't have to. But yeah, I don't mind going out and get Adams. I would have just rather have kept Godwin and not added him in there. But Auden or Mornell this week, this is a tough one too, because Braid is coming back. Now I don't know if Auden did so good enough that maybe he's still going to be the guy that gets the majority, and maybe Braid doesn't. Then again, Waller is out. I don't know what Monroe did, or what the hell has he been doing? I don't even know.
Cool.
More now or whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, Foster Moreau. Well, Darren Waller's out on IR.
I mean, he hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't scored a touchdown. He hasn't scored more than 6 points in a game. I mean, so do you take the chance on Auden even though Braid is back? Probably the way that Monroe's been playing. I mean, is there not anybody else out there that you have an option of? But yeah, I'm gonna go with Auden in this case. What do you think, Hammer?
Yeah, this is a little bit of a tough one for me because both offenses have been kind of slumping. Um, oh man, yeah, I think I like Otten a little bit more just because in Las Vegas, there's just they just it doesn't it kind of looks like Denver's offense where they just look like shit. I know the Bucks offense hasn't exactly been great, but Tom Brady's still throwing for a ton of passing attempts, and you got to think Otten's going to be the beneficiary of at least some of that, especially down by the goal line. We saw that with the touchdown against the Rams. So yeah, I think Otten has more upside here.
Definitely. Sim said Harbin might be out this week. Yeah, that's what I had mentioned earlier. But even
I
still,
don't think that changes it.
I'm not trusting Tony. I'm not
Yeah.
not yet anyway. You got that's one where you don't want to guess which week that he's gonna get, or do something.
Hmm.
They just spread it around way too much, and they still got Kelsey. They still got Juju. I mean, we've seen MVS have a couple good games, but that's what could happen for Tony. But you're not gonna just bet on that. You want to see that first.
Nope.
Oops, my bad. Chaka said, "Damn, Cadillac, what is up? I think you changed your name, didn't you? Yeah, I think I remember this guy.
Yeah.
What up, Cadillac? I appreciate y'all in here. Throw them questions in the chat. Let's get to this next game, and then we'll answer whatever other questions y'all got. So this next game is the Jags and the Chiefs. Jags and Chiefs.
Yeah, this is Kansas City. It's
Yep,
not
we're
particularly close.
Yeah, no, it's not particularly close at all. I mean, we just spoke a little bit about the Chiefs. Jags, on the other hand, I mean, ETN has been absolute monster. We talked about T. Law a bunch, kind of been up and down, but if there is a game to start him, this would be a good week too. But yeah, I think it's just easily the Chiefs. I don't know if we need to say much more even about it, but anything else, Hammer?
Nope. Take the Chiefs and run for the hills.
Right? Definitely. Cadillacs. Dylan said Chiefs. Yeah, I think that's pretty easy. Cadillac, Connor or Wilson. It's a good one. It's a good one. I think I'm gonna go with Connor because he's just the actual starter, and he'll still get the work, even though I hate him. I think I've just got to go with the guy that's gonna get more touches. But what do you think about this, Hammer?
Nope. I'm taking Jeff Wilson. And the reason being is number one, he looked really good last week in his first game with the Dolphins. He looked a
Yeah.
lot better than Raheem Mostert. And Jeff Wilson came from San Francisco, where the offensive coordinator for Miami was, and they know how to use him. He knows the system. I think Jeff Wilson has some really, really good productive days ahead of him for the rest of this season. Give me Jeff Wilson here.
Well, Monster too. They took both of the fucking. They took
Exactly.
both RB.
Exactly. Exactly.
They took both. But yeah, that's a close one. It is a close one, but I'm still gonna go with Connor. Next game we got up here is Browns Dolphins, like we just were talking about. So you got
Hmm.
so you got Browns and Dolphins. I'm home for Miami. Chu has been going nuts. Tyreek Hill is fucking guy is on pace for 2,000 yards,
Hmm.
140 catches, which is just nuts. We just talked about Wilson a little bit. Mostert, they'll most likely be splitting. Browns, on the other hand, you've got Chubb, you've got still Brissett as next week. Watson, week
2
11 is that
weeks. No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
They got to buy.
2 more weeks.
Yep.
I'm definitely rolling with Tua and Cheetah and company. What do you think?
Yeah. Why the hell am I picking the Browns? Hell no. Ain't picking the goddamn Browns. Bro, the Dolphins are on fire. The Dolphins look like a legit contender now. They added Jeff Wilson. They added Bradley Chubb. They are rolling right now, and Tua looks really good. I think he's got that concussion kind of situation behind him now. He's got all the weapons he could ever ask for, and give me the Dolphins here as well.
Yep. Mm. All right, so that does that. We've got Dylan said Dolphins. Yep. Cadillac. Should I trade Jacobs and TJ?
Is that Hawkinson?
TJ Hawk, Big Cock Hawk for Kamara, or do you think I could get a different RB? No, I probably wouldn't do that. I mean,
No,
who's
I
your other
wouldn't do
tight
that
end
either.
that you're trying to give up TJ? You
Right.
know, so that's what I would say. Is who's your other tight end that you want to give up DJ? And I mean, Jacobs has played well. I mean, Kamara is a beast. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it actually, to be honest. But I would like to know who your other tight end is because I do really like TJ, but I like Kamara a lot more, I think, than Jacobs. I don't know. What do you think, Hammer? You've got Jacobs in a few leagues, don't you?
I do. And for as well as
Oh, his
Josh,
main tight end is Kelsey. Absolutely, just fucking hit smash, bro. No, does that change? What do you think, Hammer?
yeah, it does change it a little bit. And I don't like to be on the giving end of a 2-for-1. But as well as Josh Jacobs has played, he only really has balled out for a 3-game stretch that put him into that top 10 RB. He was RB1, RB3, RB1, sandwiched in a bye there where he had, he was just mowing people down. So, three, game winning weeks and 4 kind of average weeks. So, it's really been the definition of boom or bust for Jacobs. The final tally is going to look really good because of those games he was having, but it's been a little disappointing with Jacobs. The last couple of weeks because you really expected them to kind of keep rolling out of the bye. But yeah, if you got Kelsey, then fuck it, trade those chips in
Yeah,
and go
go
get Kamara. Then
go get
it'll be
it, go
fine.
get it, Cadillac. That's how you do it, bro. Vals, I traded JT and Lazard for JJ. Ooh,
Get it. Where's that eight to ten?
had to plug That
Is
is a fucking 8 to 10. That is beautiful. And that is how you do it.
I
Listen,
need to know.
Lazard's been great. Lazard has been great for Green Bay. JT obviously has been shitting it and hasn't played up to par. So to go get JJ is
Hold
great.
on, hold on.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, Lazard's been really good. I will, say that he's got 5 touchdowns and he's missed 2 games.
That's unreal. Yeah, it is fucking unreal, bro.
I was getting ready to say like I need to know who he's taken behind the woodshed. I have to know. Jesus Christ!
Uh, I think Val's and Yee usually has got some sick ass trades
I
as
gotta
well.
know.
But yeah, some of y'all are just killing it with these trades and just straight raping people. No lube either. Just I like his playoff schedule as well. Cadillac said, "Yeah, I agree." But yeah, I mean, you're getting JJ, bro. You're getting the best player in that
Yep,
deal, especially the way JT's been playing.
yep.
You did your thing, bro. Kid Car, what up, my guy? Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't for us there. Appreciate y'all. My starters are Mahomes, Saquon, ETN, Jesus,
Whew.
JJ, Pittman, Walker, bench, Lockett, Mike Will, J Rob, Jacoby. I'm 5-4. Do I trade Mahomes, ETN, Kenneth? No, the fuck you don't. Or Herbert, see it for Herbert. See, oh, my bad. This is an actual big trade. My bad. I didn't read that. Do I trade Mahomes, ETN, Kenneth for Herbert, CMC, Waddle, and Cooper? Need wide receiver 2 upgrade? No. There's
Slow it
too
down.
too
Slow it
many
down.
players,
Yeah,
way too
slow it
many
down.
players involved, and you're giving up the best fucking guys in the deal.
Yes, you are.
No, no,
Slow it down.
we're not doing that. I understand that Pittman hasn't been great, especially with a shit QB right now, but you got Lockett you can plug into your wide receiver too,
Yes.
especially when you've got Mahomes, Saquon, and ETN and Kenneth Walker to pick up all the rest of that slack.
And Justin Jefferson.
That's what I'm saying. So you're fine with Pittman and Lockett. Do you want to upgrade wide receiver? Take Pittman, take Lockett, put them together, and go get somebody, or take Mike Will, anybody, Jacoby. I mean, even Jacoby's a decent play.
Yes,
You
he
can
is.
take you can take those guys and go get another wide receiver if you want, but you
And it
don't
doesn't.
necessarily have to make a move.
No, don't blow up this whole thing. The foundation is there to make a run. Don't fuck up your foundation just to only for a wide receiver to upgrade. That don't do that, Keg.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Do maybe a 2-for-1 deal because you have good assets. As Blanc said, move a Jacoby, move a Lockett, and go get yourself a wide receiver too. Go get what's a wide receiver? What's some wide receiver two guys they could go get? Jerry Judy if you
Mm,
want. I wouldn't mind that.
I ain't getting Jerry Judy.
Go get.
I'd rather play Lockett than Jerry Judy.
Oh, I agree, but I'm saying if he feels like he needs to go make a move, package those guys. Get a. I bring this guy up all the time. T. Higgins. He might cost you a
Oh, can
little
you
bit
go?
more.
Yeah, T. Higgins is a decent guy too, but can you go get St. Brown right now for fuck and give up Pittman and they give up Pittman and Lockett and go get a St. Brown or whoever else you can give up to go get somebody like
Honestly,
it.
I would even look at a guy like maybe an injured guy. Maybe go get Hollywood, and
Or
and
maybe
and
yeah.
this way he's not going to cost you that much. Hollywood's not going to cost you that much because he's hurt, and you have this. You have sufficient offense here that you can wait a couple of weeks for Hollywood, and when he comes in there, now you're talking about Jefferson, Hollywood with everything else you have. Do not blow it up. Be patient. Package Jacoby Myers, J. Rob, Lockett, any two combination of those guys, and go out and get yourself a wide receiver too. There's no need to blow the whole thing up and fuck up what you have because your team is really good.
I mean, listen, to put it in simple terms, Tyler Lockett is a wide receiver 10 right now.
That's wide
And
receiver one.
you're absolutely fine playing Jefferson and Lockett.
I agree.
So I think you're okay. Like I said, if you really do want to go get somebody else, I mean, you can trade any of those combination of guys. But to be fair, again, Lockett is the wide receiver 10. So,
Yep. And Jacoby's been really good.
and Jacoby's been really good too. So the guy I'm playing this week has ETN, Chubb, Pierce, Cup, and Tyreek. Yeah,
You
that's
might get 200 dropped on your head.
that's rough. Hopefully you can afford the L that you're about to take.
Yes.
But you'll be all right, Cadillac. You'll pull through. It might be a tough week for you, but that's why there's 14 weeks in fantasy. It's
Yeah. Some weeks you just got to take the L.
plus you never know what can happen. So your guys might put up just as much points. And now I'm 8-1. Val said he's got Mahomes, CMC, ETN, Jetta, D Hop, Kelsey, Amari, Pierce, Juju. Jeez, you got a squad, bro. What should I do? What the fuck? What do you need
Win
to do?
games and go to
You're
the ship.
you're 8-1, my guy.
Win your games and go to the ship. That's what you should do.
What you should do, just set your lineup every week. That's all you need to do.
Right. My God.
But you've got
All he's missing is Kenneth Walker.
an awesome squad. There's nothing that you can't. There's literally nothing you can do.
No, if you do something, you'll make your team worse.
Like I won't give up D Hop or Amari, especially with Watson coming back. You've got
No.
Pierce in there, who is not
Juju.
even playing. Like because you could play Amari or Pierce or in the flex or Juju.
Right.
I mean, you've got plenty of guys, bro. There's nothing to do. You're absolutely fine. Sit tight, enjoy that you're winning, and laugh at your league mates. Maybe. I mean, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
because you got the squad. Just prepare for a ship. That's what you need to do. That's
That's
what
what I
you should
said.
do. Prepare your shelf in your room for the trophy or the belt, whatever the fuck you get, if you get anything for winning your
That's
league.
it.
That's what you need
Don't
to do.
now. Here's what you don't do. You don't do what Bagala does and play guys that you've never played in the regular season, and all of a sudden play them in the playoffs. Play your guns and get to the ship.
Yeah. Cadillac said about just ride it. Exactly. Just ride it. You got it right, Cadillac. Jacob, what up? Man, we got everybody up in here. What's up, guys?
Yeah, it's a pop house.
Bad receiver options this week. I need two of these: Sutton, Johnson, Mooney.
That's not. I've seen worse than that.
Yeah, I've seen worse than that too. I think I'm definitely playing Deontay out of all these three. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm playing Deontay and I'm playing Mooney. Sutton, listen, man, I have Sutton in my home league on my team. Sutton was really good the first 3, 4 weeks, even though the Broncos offense was shit. And then Sutton just fell off a map. I don't know. I can't explain it. I have no idea. I can't play Sutton right now. I benched him. I'm playing Justin Jefferson and I'm playing Chris Olave, and Sutton is on my bench.
Okay, Carr, no problem, brother. Appreciate you
Yes, sir.
stopping in. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Sutton's been killing us the last couple weeks, and I can't pick Sutton again and miss. I've missed the last fucking 3 weeks telling people to play Sutton over certain other people,
Yep.
which because he's supposed to be the guy there, but I don't know if I could do it. But then again, on the other side, it's like Mooney. Like, really, we just talked about Mooney compared to a couple other
But
guys. The upside that he has there, especially now with Claypool popping in for his second week and getting more looks, it's like, damn, can we really sit Sutton again? Can we really sit Sutton over Mooney?
I'm doing it, dude. I don't care. I'm doing it. At least Mooney's giving me a good floor. He could be used in a multitude of ways. And Mooney's dynamic enough where he can make enough plays to give you a stable floor. Sutton's been terrible, dude. He hasn't been like a below at. He's been terrible.
That is true.
Like Jesus Christ,
Oh, that is true. Let's see what the fuck.
trash. Sutton has been
Last
trash.
the last 4 weeks. I mean,
Hot trash.
less than 10 points the last 4 weeks. Less than 4 points the last
Right,
3 weeks.
right.
He did have 9 targets against the
I don't
Jets
care. I don't
but
care about that.
I'm still gonna. You know what? I'm still gonna go Sutton because I'm gonna hope that Russell Wilson and that coaching staff is good enough or smart enough to say, "Hey, we've got to get this guy the ball." So whatever. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go fucking Sutton. I
Nope.
just don't like that the Bears don't pass that much, and Claypool with those 6 targets last week on a few snaps. I don't know. But again, it's probably hit or miss anyway. What's the thoughts on taking a chance on Akers in a buy low situation? How buy low are we talking? Are we talking a third, a second? Don't
No.
you
This
dare tell
this
me. Don't you dare tell me a first, Kevin.
listen,
Um,
Cam Akers probably should be on waivers at this point.
I mean, Dynasty Cam Akers. Do we? I mean, he's had a
No,
rough with that team already,
no.
and they were, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they were already looking to get another running back like CMC,
And they have
who was
Kyron
available,
Williams.
or they were trying to get Kamara, who was, I don't know if I would say available, but people were inquiring. So for that, I'm probably not, especially when there's a bunch of good RBs coming out this year. And then there's a bunch of RBs that are going to be free agents coming up this year. I don't know if I'm really if you're making a trade and Akers is a throw in. I mean, okay, I'll take him, but I probably am not even going to buy low on it. It's not worth it. Running backs, it's so hard to, especially in Dynasty, to know what's going to happen year after year. It's almost like a yearly game, in the running back position if they're not, a Saquon or, Derrick Henry or any of those top guys. So I'm probably just staying away in general. Yeah. What do you think, Hammer?
No, thank you. Cam Akers, goodbye. You're on the waiver wire. No.
Right. Cadillac said he's 6-3, but any given Sunday. So yeah, you're all
You
right there.
can
Yep.
afford a loss in a sense. You don't,
Can
look at it that way, but
you got Fields, Jacobs, Wilson, Debo, D Hop, Kelsey, and Sun God, bro? I mean, you've got a team to compete with the team you're going against. You might need a little more luck with Wilson and Debo, than some of the other guys, but you see what happens there. Patrick, what is up, Patrick?
Patrick, what to
Shout
do?
out to Patrick and any of the other veterans that are out there. We
Yes, sir.
appreciate you all. Just want to make sure I shout you guys out, especially you, Patrick, because you are always tuning in. So thank you, and we appreciate you, man.
Indeed.
Yee said, I've got Barkley, Kamara, ETN, and Walker. Do I try to package one with Olave to get a stud wide receiver?
I would,
You can, but you honestly you might not even have to package anything.
right. You could just trade one of those guys for a good wide receiver and keep Olave.
that that's what I'm saying. You could. We were just kind of talking about this Walker again as part of this conversation, where you can probably get a stud wide receiver for just straight up, but go see who needs a running back and then go attack it. I don't think you need to give up Olave and that running back. You can give up
No,
somebody a lot less than Olave and one of those running backs if you had to. But like I said, you can probably just give up the RB.
I agree.
Yee says wide receivers now are Jefferson and Evans. Okay. What? Jefferson and Evans. Okay. Wide receivers now are Jefferson and Evans. So, I mean, listen, we were just talking about Evans. I mean, he's missing the touchdowns. That should improve. And he's still what is he on the season right now?
He's 11 in our PPR league, but that's with
Yeah,
the bonus. But
he's still half PPR. He's still wide receiver 12. I mean, he isn't giving you the crazy weeks, but that's because he hasn't had as many touchdowns. But he's still, again, top 12 guy. So
mm-hmm.
I'm not. I mean, who else are you gonna get? I mean, I know you've got all those four running backs, and you can't play all of them, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd keep him unless you can get, like I said, one for one. If you can get one of those top guys, can you get Jamar Chase and hold him?
Yeah, that's not a bad route.
You so just something like that, I guess. Val said his other leagues 4 and 5, third to last. Geno, Saquon, Najee, Sutton, Gabe, Auden, Higby, Hurst, Zeke, Herbert, MVS, Russell Wilson. What should I do in that one? I'm not trying to go in the cage. I don't think you need three tight ends at that. You could probably drop Higby at this point because he's shit. Um,
This is a tough one because your only real piece of value is Saquon, and you can't if you're not trying to fall out of it even more. It's going to be hard to do a whole lot. Geno's been really good, but Russell Wilson's trash. That's why he's on the bench. Geno's been better than him. Najee's killing you. Sutton's killing you. Gabe Davis is hit or miss. This is a tough one. Kind of in a box, really.
yeah, nobody wants Najee, so it's gonna
No.
be. I mean, I don't even know what can you do. Can you trade? It's hard. Sutton ain't worth shit either. Like, I was gonna say, can you trade Sutton and
For what?
MVS, or Sutton and Herbert,
For
Sutton and
what?
Zeke, or something, or Gabe and Zeke? It's just like who's gonna take that? So
Maybe what you do is you go look for the owner of Tony Pollard and you try and get Zeke over there and maybe get yourself another wide receiver. Maybe that's really the only, maybe find the Monty owner and try and unload Herbert. Herbert's productive and he's solid. So, that's the really the only route I see with this particular team.
yeah, what you need is a little bit of luck. Can you go out and get? Can you go out and get? Let's see. Who's out here? Um, I mean, Juju's had some good games. Pittman, can you go get Pittman on the cheap? I mean, like I said, you're gonna have to try and get guys that haven't been doing well, that the value is really low, that has some upside, that can luck you out. So, Pittman is a guy I would try and get. If you can maybe try and get Marquise Brown, I don't know if you can get to the playoffs as is, but if you can get Marquise Brown, maybe he comes back and helps you.
See, the
Um,
problem the problem I have with going out and getting guys that are hurt right now is that you there's no wiggle room to wait.
yeah, I know. That's why I was saying Pittman. I don't know if you can go out and get Lazard. I don't know if you can go out and get a Debo who hasn't performed well. So I would look at guys like that and see if you can trade some kind of combination of Gabe or Sutton and something to try and get one of those guys. So, but yeah,
That's a tough spot to be in with those guys. Underperforming, boom or bust kind of guys.
Patrick, hi Steven Hammer, go.
I didn't even do anything.
He said, "Can we be friends today?" Yeah, you're always
We can extend this past today.
a throw in on a trade, basically. Yeah, Kev, if you're getting Akers as a throw in, I guess honestly, I'd probably rather like. Will he give you a second round pick instead of Akers?
Yeah, I don't.
I,
I'm
I would
out.
take the pick. I would take the pick instead of Akers. But yeah, if it's just getting thrown in, I mean, I don't mind taking it. Sim said last 2 weeks lost by 5 points or less. Yeah, so I mean, shit happens. I mean, you got a squad, obviously, so you're in good position. You very well could be 8-1, like you just said. So, but yeah, listen, Bucker's fucked me on that too. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Gino or Kirk, 6 point touchdowns. We were just talking about Gino.
Yeah, we were.
Both in the top 12. Um, Gino's got about 30 more fantasy points, but he's played less games, so they're pretty even. 13 touchdowns for Kirk, 15 for Gino. They are relatively even, and we've got the Vikings. We were playing the Bills, and then you've got Gino. Where's Gino at?
Tampa and Munich.
Gino's playing Tampa and Munich. Gino's been throwing what 2 touchdowns a game. You can, I guess, still say the same thing for Kirk. That's tough. You can play either or. I don't think there's going to be much of a point difference there. Um, what do you think, Hammer? What's your final answer?
I'm leaning Kirk Cousins here, but I don't like you said. I don't think there's going to be that much of a difference. I do like the addition of T.J. Hawkinson as kind of maybe a difference maker in choosing between the two. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's going to be that much of a difference. I think you could roll with either guy and feel pretty good about getting 20 to 22 points as a floor, kind of. Not much rushing upside on either end, although Gino's been getting a little bit with his legs. They both have really good skill players all around them. Gino with Walker and DK and Lockett, and then Kirk Cousins got Hawkinson, Thielen, Cook, JJ. So I think you really can't go wrong either way. But I lean towards Kirk Cousins here.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it really matters much if Josh Allen plays or not. I mean, I guess it kind of does because that could be more of a shootout. But then again, we don't know how much he's going to be able to throw at the same time. So, uh, I guess I'm going to roll with Kirk. Roll with my boy. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be either or. It's really going to be either or. But I'll roll with Kirk. I think Buffalo's dealing with some injuries in the secondary as well. So, also, would you play Palmer or Godwin this week? That is a real good one because we've been
No, it's
talking about
not. That's an easy one.
I'm saying we've been talking about Godwin where
Yeah.
he's getting the targets, but obviously they're not turning into much. But again, Palmer's got no competition there. There's Keenan Allen and Mike Williams is down. He's easily going to see the same targets as Godwin, possibly more. So I know you're probably going with Palmer, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm going to go with Palmer as well. I mean, I'm playing him in a few leagues easily, but yeah, we're gonna go with Palmer. Godwin's getting the targets, but they gotta get the actual shit together.
Palmer's cashing in.
And he's cashing in. Yeah, Patrick. Yep. That's what I'm saying, Patrick. Thanks again. Kid Carr, would you trade Kenneth Walker, Tyler Lockett, and Pittman for Stevenson and Evans? Kenneth Walker, Tyler Lockett. No, I want Kenneth Walker. Tyler Lockett, we just said, is a wide receiver, what, 10 in half
Mm-hmm.
PPR? I mean, do you need the wide receivers? I don't remember his team. I don't remember. Uh, see if I can go back up.
See, the problem I have with this is that
No, this is the one. No, you don't need to
Kenneth
do this.
Walker Kenneth Walker has been more productive than Ramondre Stevenson, even though Ramondre is really good. But Kenneth Walker's been better. And the combination of Tyler Lockett and Michael Pittman is not enough for me to go and get Mike Evans, who's not scoring touchdowns right now.
And you're giving up 3 for 2, right?
Yeah.
Michael
Mm-hmm.
Pittman. You're giving up 3 for 2. No, hell no. Hell no. No. We're not doing that, Kid Car. Don't do that. Don't
Can
hurt
we
yourself.
stop trading Kenneth Walker like he's not going to be
I
awesome?
think this was the one I think he had a bunch of RBs, but still, you're not doing that. So y'all think I'm in the cage? I mean, you're just in a tough spot, bro. It's just
You're
someone
going to
offered
have
me
to get lucky down the stretch.
Lamar, Swift, and Terry for Geno and Saquon. I think you did need some receiver.
So we tend to look at Lamar as this like supernova god fantasy guy. After week 3, he's been average
Yeah, it has been. He's just
since
got an
week 3.
okay floor. I think he's not going to give you less than 20. I think
Right,
that's
but
the
since week 3, Lamar hasn't been the win you a week kind of guy. You know, his highest game since week 3 is against Tampa Bay, and he had 25, 16, 16, 18, 10, 25, 19. That's after back-to-back 50-point games. So, you know, that's actually not as bad as it looks on the surface.
yeah. So what you doing?
I don't know, dude. I like I said, you're on the wrong side of a 3 for 2. Swift often hurt. Scary Terry's looked good, man. The last couple of weeks with Heineke, Terry's looked awesome. I Jesus Christ. I think I'm staying put.
Yeah, listen, you know better than us. How far back are you from a playoff spot? Like, do you like not have a chance? Do you have a chance? I mean, you're 4-5. I would think you still have somewhat of a chance. I'm one to go for the upside. Like, I like buying low on Swift right now. I would rather have Lamar than Geno. Like in your situation, for me at least, I'm looking for the upside, and you need a wide receiver as well. Not that Terry's been doing anything good. I think he's like wide receiver 30 on a points per game basis, which is horrible. But he has been playing better with Heineke. So
Oh,
what
he's
you do,
getting the
you,
3
you lose.
guys.
He's getting Lamar, Swift, and Terry, and he's have to give, but he got to give up Geno and Saquon. Um, if you think that you've got a shot and you need to make a move, then absolutely. And I think you probably do need to make a move. I don't know. You can't roll with whoever
Yeah.
you have in the
I,
wide
I,
receiver.
I think I would make that deal. I thought you were getting Geno and Saquon. Um,
He does have Marquise Brown. He got hurt, obviously. Rashard Bateman out for the
that
year.
makes that
So,
makes sense.
yeah, I mean, you can't roll with Sutton and some of the other garbage you got. So I'm
Yeah,
okay. I'm okay with taking the chance.
yeah,
And
I'm okay with taking a chance too.
let me know if y'all agree or not. I know some people are not on Swift, some people are, but I'm okay with taking that chance when you need to. Zach, what's up, Zach? Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Trade Andrews or Pitts for the 101. Should I get more on top back? Superflex tight end premium startup draft was yesterday. Oh shit. Okay. Took over this orphan team right after it finished. Right after it finished, somebody quit. Jeez. Have 23, 102, and the 106. You got the 102 and the 106. And are you trying to trade away Andrews or Pitts
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
for the
You get the
101
101. Yeah,
to get the 101?
that's what it sounds like.
I'd keep Pitts and trade Andrews if he's got both of them.
I agree.
Um, Especially if you kind of try and rebuild that shit up. But yeah, because 101 is going to give you Bijan. I mean, I don't think, I mean, obviously there's still time until the draft comes, but I think right now by far it's Bijan, especially if you need an RB. So yeah, I would trade Andrews for the 101. It is a tight end premium, and I'm one to negotiate. So I'm gonna push and see how far what I can get. I'm gonna see what I can get. See if he can throw you something else in there. Uh, it is Andrews, who is obviously a type tight end and tight end premium. So yeah, I like Pitts more for the future. So I'd rather just keep Pitts. I'm not sure what the rest of the team looks like if you're in like a win now situation or if you're just trying to fix shit up. But yeah, if I'm trying to just get my guys and start placing shit, then absolutely I want to keep Pitts and go get Bijan there. What do you think about this, Hammer? He's also got the 102 and the 106. So that could be, I don't know who your QBs are either, whether you need a QB or not. But I mean, fuck, if you get the 101, you're going to get Bijan and who? Gibbs, Jigba. I don't know. Anybody else that could be up there. So you're in an awesome position. Well, yeah. What do you think, Cameron?
Oh yeah, give up Andrews, get the 101, keep Pitts, and roll into the draft with tons of ammunition. If you don't, if you don't like, obviously you're going to keep the 101 because you're going to have your pick of the litter. And then listen, if you want to move a 106 and something else and pick up another established guy, I'm good with that as well. But you have the opportunity to kind of really build your team. We don't know what the rest of the team looks like, so it will be interesting to see what the rest of the team looks like. But yeah, trade Andrews, get the 101, and go from there.
Yeah, because you could trade Andrews for literally probably anybody that you want.
Yeah.
Um, in the tight end premium. So, do you need wide receivers? Do you need running backs? I guess that would be a little more getting into it. He says he does want Bijan. Is that a fair swap for Andrews? I would say so.
Especially if you have Pitts.
And it's got to be the 101. Like you got to be sure it's the 101. Um, so that's what I would say about that. But yeah, try and push and see if you could get more. Just push it. It's tight end premium. You're getting one of the best tight ends for who knows how many years going forward. So absolutely, always try and get more, and just see what you can get. Everybody's a little bit different. So, oh, okay, it is the 101. Already determined the rookie draft order and startup. Okay, so yeah. Hey, Carr got offered Kenneth Walker and ETN for CMC and Waddle. Thoughts?
That's
Do you need
interesting.
another RB? Gave up CMC and Waddle.
See,
I
this
mean,
is
if you
tough.
need, if you
Yeah,
need
this
another
is
RB,
this
go
is
ahead.
tough here. It is worth a look. I'm not going to dismiss it. I know Kenneth Walker is involved in a ton of action, just because he's been really good. But I don't. So he would give up CMC and Waddle and get Walker and ETN.
2 point PPR for tight end. might change things a little bit. Zach, you might be able to get more than just a 101. Should be able to get more than just a 101 if it's 2 point. Um,
That's
but
crazy.
even, but even still, I do want the 101 because I mean at that point, I mean, do you need the 101 again? I know we're going back to it, but because if you can play Andrews, and Pitts in the flex and the tight end, I
Then you're
mean,
gold. Yeah.
that's fucking golden as well. So yeah, and Zach, if this is the team that I think you sent me the team, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think you emailed me your team. We'll try and go over that tomorrow. I just gotta put it in a nice format so everybody can see. But yeah, I would love to see the rest of the team and what you got going on there. Where was I at? My bad. Yeah, the Kenneth Walker and the ETN. What are you doing, Hammer? My bad. Kick car.
Hmm. I think I'm staying with CMC and Waddle here. I know this is a tough one. I wouldn't be mad at you if you went with Walker and ETN. But Waddle is just, even though Tyreek Hill is the guy to have, Waddle is still getting the work. Oh, this is a tough one for me. There's nothing definitive that would push me on either side. Whether I'm on the Walker ETN side or the CMC Waddle side, I'd be happy with either one of those. Um, but I think I'm going to go CMC and Waddle here, especially if this is a PPR, because Walker does not get anything in the passing game. ETN gets a little bit in the passing game, but CMC and Waddle are going to crush it in a PPR, half PPR even. So there seems to be a little bit more upside with CMC and Waddle, especially if you're in any kind of PPR format.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the wide receiver and the RB. I'll take both of those, CMC and Waddle as well. But it's close and it kind of depends on what you need. Also, Zach said it wasn't you. It wasn't you that emailed me. Okay, so maybe it wasn't you then. But send me that team that you had on Facebook that I saw. So this way we can try and do that for you as well, if you like. Jason, also night tonight. Oh, okay, I trade T Law for Patterson. My team looks a lot different now. It's Danny Dimes, Hay, Juju, James Conner, Stevenson, Kittle, Lazard, and on the bench is Chase, Dillon, Samuel, and Patterson. So you're rolling with Danny Dimes, Tay, Juju, Connor. I mean, I don't like Juju as a number two. I mean, I know he's been great the past few weeks, but his target share is like 17%. It's not gonna. He's not going to keep producing like that. Um, what do you think about this, Hammer?
Yeah. See, the problem I have with this is Cordero Patterson is essentially in a timeshare, a three-headed timeshare now with Algier and Huntley. If you watch that game against Carolina, all three of those guys were getting carries. They weren't particularly productive. I know Patterson had 2 touchdowns in his first game, the previous game before that. But I would have kept Trevor Lawrence. I know Danny Dimes has the rushing upside there, but I'd rather have Trevor Lawrence than Danny Dimes at this point. And I would have tried and traded for another wide receiver if I could have. And then maybe have Juju in the flex. Well, it looks like he has Lazard on the flex now.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I would have kept Trevor Lawrence and tried to get a wide receiver instead of Patterson. I like Cordell Patterson, but there's just too much going on in that Atlanta backfield right now for me to feel really good about him. To
Yeah.
trade for him and then have Danny Dimes as my QB1. So I would have tried to go out and trade. If you wanted to trade T Law, then go out and package him with package him with the Lazard or a Debo, or is that Curtis Samuel? I would imagine Curtis Samuel, not Debo.
Yeah, it's got to be Curtis.
So I would have tried to package T Law with a Curtis Samuel and go out and get a wide receiver, or package T Law with Lazard.
Yeah.
Something. But yeah, I don't think that helps you that much. You know, um, especially in Cordell's situation. He's awesome, but I don't know if he's going to get that same usage that he did before he got hurt.
Yeah. Cadillac Lamar's been inconsistent nowadays. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, but again, in that situation that you're in, just want to go for the upside
shake it
and
up.
take those chances to shake it up because what you got going ain't working. Patrick, I gave away AJ Dillon for a bologna sandwich. Oh, thanks for the shout out, guys. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah, no problem, Patrick. Of course, we appreciate you,
You know what,
man.
Patrick? I'm not even.
Marine
I'm not.
Corps the 10th. Okay. Hey, happy birthday to anybody in the Marines as well.
Yes, sir. I'm not even in a position to argue with you. The Packers stink. Just trade them all. Jesus.
Jay said if Jones gets hurt, Dylan will be a good RB2. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
And
If he,
Aaron Jones did get hurt in that game against the Lions. Now, they said it wasn't anything major, but just keep an eye on it. If you do have AJ Dillon, keep an eye on Aaron Jones' status because he would be a playable RB2 flex, really, for me. That Packers offense still stinks. They're playing a really good defense in Dallas, so keep an eye on that.
yeah. Patrick says, which defense do you like more this week? Tennessee, Kansas City, Giants.
So Tennessee's playing Denver. Kansas City's
Yeah,
playing
we
Jacksonville.
know Denver's only putting up about 14.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Kansas City's playing Jacksonville.
Kansas City is playing Jacksonville. I think I'm actually starting that defense in a league
The
or two.
Giants are playing Houston.
And the Giants are playing Houston. Um, it's actually close between any of those. I think
Yeah, just close.
they're all decently good plays.
I think I'm going to go Tennessee here, though.
I might have to go Tennessee too. I don't know. I don't. Or do we go with the Giants? What the Giants defense been doing?
And they were on a bye last week. They got carved up by Geno the week before.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that then. Yeah, let's just roll with the Titans. Titans are, again, they're going to run the ball fucking 30, 35 times with Henry as well. So they're going to be eating up clock as well as the Broncos just are unable to fucking score points or move the football pretty much. So
That's correct.
you can go either way there, but I think I'm going to roll with Hammer and lean towards Tennessee. Jason said Tennessee as well.
Yep.
Zach, this probably was from one of the questions before. Passing work. Listen, Ramondre has been awesome, but that particular trade, I think we were giving up 3 pieces just for 2 pieces, and I don't think I liked it. Kevin, I wouldn't do that deal for Stevenson and Evanson. Yeah, don't deal Walker. I agree.
I've been telling people stop trading Kenneth Walker. Stop doing
Walker
it.
is top 5, absolutely.
He's balling, dude.
Listen, he's Dynasty RB1 right now.
ETN's up there.
ETN is probably right behind him, but Kenneth Walker is the one that is the guy. It was Brees, but Brees got hurt. So we got to bring Brees and Javante get lowered a little bit in the Dynasty RB rankings because of that. But they're still in the top 10. They're still probably even, I don't know, it depends. But they're both definitely in the top 10 still. Val says, I have an 8% chance. It says, but the manager has to switch the playoffs from 4-person to 6. It's a 12-man, and me and like 3 other people are tied at 4 and 5. 2 people at 3 and 6. I have the least points in the league. Yeah, if you have the least points, then you just got to make that trade and take that chance. I think so. Zach said he has both. I don't remember that. Oh, that was when we were going over that question. He wants Bijan. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that 2 point that's big. That's big. So if you desperately need Bijan, then go ahead. But otherwise, I mean, you're pretty much set up for a while at tight end and flex with those guys. I mean, 2 points of reception is. He said RBs actually get a point and a half per reception.
Oof.
Okay. And Bijan's is a 3 down back. Um, so yeah, I like Bijan, bro. Yee says since I've got Barkley, Kamara, Etienne, and Walker, which two do I start? Already going with Barkley as one. Damn,
That's rough, dude.
that's so rough. That's so rough. Etienne has been on a tear.
Kenneth Walker has two.
Kenneth Walker's been on a tear. Kamara has even
Been good.
been really good. So who do you start here?
Fuck it. I would get in the trade box and just try and relieve myself of having to do that and see if I could get a deal done before Sunday afternoon. You know what I mean? And just not.
I think we mentioned before, any of those running backs, you should be able to get straight up, a top wide receiver. So I would definitely try and look around and do that, but don't do this whole big 3 for 3, 4 for 4 trade.
No,
Like
don't
trade
do that.
one of these RB. I was in a similar situation, not the same guys, but I had 4 RBs, and I was able to trade one, it's 1 for 1 straight up. I think I traded a couple weeks ago. It was I think Swift for Evans because I had Stevenson, I had ETN, I had Pierce, I had a bunch of dudes. So, but yeah, I mean, if you got to play one, I don't even know who to pick.
No, I
I
don't
want
know.
to say Kamara because he's going to get the rushing and
Receiving.
the receiving. So that's going to give you a plus, but at the same time, it's like shit. I mean, ETN against the Chiefs. I mean, it's not a great defense. Or do they get down? Do they pass a lot more? Does that work in ETN's favor? So if it's full PPR, I'm going to go Kamara. I'm just going to say it now. I'll go Kamara full PPR. Um, I go Kamara anyway. What do you think, Hammer?
This is a situation where I'm getting a deal done before Sunday
Well,
because
if he can't get a deal done, just pick another one other than Barkley.
give me Kenneth Walker. The guy's been on a tear. I like his.
There you go.
He's got 9 touchdowns in 5 games. I know he can't keep up that pace forever, but he's on fire.
SWA, what is up, my guy? Which three do I start? JT,
Last 3.
Walker, Henry, Barkley. Last three. Sit JT till he does something. Those other guys have been absolutely killing it. Chase needs to come back. Absolutely, I agree.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Jason, I am in your boat. I got Jamar Chase in my Dynasty league. I am holding on by the slimmest of margins. I have Jamar Chase. I got Joe Burrow. Those guys were starting to tear ass, and then Jamar Chase goes down. Jason, I'm with you. I need Jamar Chase to come back, but I'm just nervous because of the injury. How long he's going to be out. There's no definitive, timeline on when he's coming back. And when he comes back, does he have a chance for re-injury? Is he going to be the same guy?
It's got to heal properly. Is the biggest part,
right? So
that injury.
But yeah, I'm with you, Jason. I need Chase to come back as well.
Deontay or Curtis Samuel? Deontay, who you got, Hammer?
Yeah, Deontay here. No more Claypool. Curtis Samuel has too much competition there.
Zach, I got you. I was saying I didn't. Oh, you didn't hear the trade. Yeah, you didn't hear the trade in that one. That's why I'm not following people's advice to trade Kenneth Walker or ETN. If you're talking about dynasty, no, you're not trading those guys for anything. If you're talking about redraft, even still, you're probably not, unless you're in a situation like unless you're in a situation like we just went over, like Yee, where he's got Barkley, Kamara, ETN, and Walker.
Hmm.
Obviously, you can't play all those guys, so I would get rid of one of them if you can. But yeah, if you're talking about dynasty, Zach, bro, there's no way in hell I'm giving up Kenneth Walker or ETN for pretty much anything. And then if you are talking about dynasty, where you get Kenneth Walker, ETN, and you're about to get Bijan with the 101, Jesus.
And you got the 102 and the 106. Like you're rolling now.
Yeah. What do we think we're doing with Cortland Sutton
We were talking about it.
in Dynasty? I mean, you pretty much have to hold him until he brings his value back up. You don't want to trade him at this point. In redraft, I mean, you can't even start him right now, pretty
Nope.
much, and
Nope.
it's going to be hard to get rid of him as well.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Like I said, I have Cortland Sutton in my league redraft, half PPR, and his ass went to the bench. Chris Olave's in. I would even consider. I have Michael Pittman on that team as well. It's only a 2 wide receiver and a flex, but I would play Michael Pittman over Cortland Sutton right now. That's how bad it's gotten for Cortland Sutton.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
there's really no confusion. He's been terrible the last month plus, and it just sucks because he got off to a really solid start. Even though that offense was terrible, you looked at it, and Cortland Sutton was still giving you. I think he had a 100-yard game early. He had a touchdown early, 2 out of the 3 weeks. So Cortland Sutton was like, all right, he's solid. I could roll him out there as my wide receiver too if it came to it. But his ass is on the bench right now.
Definitely. Zach said, "Oh shoot, sorry, I thought this was his dynasty only. All my answers have been dynasty contact. No, bro, it's all
That's
good. We
fine.
appreciate you joining in and tuning in and answering questions and stuff. We have a good mixture of both redraft and dynasty
Mm-hmm.
with our channel. Tonight, it seems like most of the redraft people are in here, but there are nights where we're jumping with dynasty stuff
And we'll
as well.
take all the questions no
But
matter what.
but yeah, we do both. We try and help out everybody, whether you're playing redraft or dynasty, because we play everything. So,
Yes, we
but
do.
yeah, we appreciate you coming in and helping answering questions and stuff. Where was I? I know I skipped a couple. My bad. Patrick, do we consider Pitts D at home versus the Saints because of a returning JJ Watt? You can. It's not a bad play. I mean, it's not a bad play at all, but they haven't been great. So I don't know if you've got other options. Maybe you go somewhere else, but at the same time, I don't know if the Saints are going to put up a ton of points. It depends how much Kamara goes off, I guess. All right, we'll finish answering the rest of these questions. We're not even going to finish the other shit. I gotta. Where was I? Sutton will. You think Sutton will start do something in a couple weeks? I mean, shit, bro. We hope so, man.
I've been waiting long enough.
We really hope so. We have been waiting long enough.
Yeah,
But
Sutton's tough, man.
yeah, can't trade him because of the playoffs. I need him. Sutton. I mean, listen, you don't need anybody. You could always get somebody else, but we went over that, Zach. Patrick, I'm in a home redraft league. I'm in third place, but I'm leading the league in points. Okay, that's good. I'm in unorthodox league with other Marines, and we do stupid shit. I traded Dylan for Hubbard just to go head up with Foreman. I mean, listen, Dylan hasn't done anything anyway. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have did it, but it's Fryermuth was an awesome start, bro. Fryermuth's been solid, solid, been very solid, especially in Dynasty going forward. Very exciting for Baby Gronk, as they call him.
I do like Baby Gronk. Big fan.
No Chase, no Chase. What were you talking about, Jason?
Said he hopes
Oh,
Chase.
you can't trade Chase. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You don't want to trade him, but there are people out there that will, because of their situation. So he's a great guy to go out and get if you need somebody. Patrick says the guy I'm playing 3-5. He came into a pretty solid lineup. Our remaining matchup is is my side. Hurts, Singletary, Jefferson, AJ, Ertz, Gabe Davis, Najee, and 10 defense versus Allen and what the damn Patrick. I'm trying to read this shit. The guy I'm playing is 3-5. He came into a remaining matchup. Okay. So on his side, he's got Hurts, Singletary, Jefferson, AJ Brown, Ertz, Gabe Davis, Najee. Oh, Tennessee defense. Okay. And you're going against Allen, Walker, ETN, Hopkins, Kelsey. Oof. Yeah, it's going to be a close one. That looks like it's going to be close when he's got an 18-point lead. Are you fucked? No, you're not fucked yet. There's still plenty of guys to go. I mean, you've got guys that can put up 40, 50 pieces in Hurts, Jefferson, AJ Brown, Gabe Davis. I don't know with Josh Allen being hurt. We don't even know if he's playing, so that might be a little iffy. So that is close. We went over. All right, Texans Giants, Hammer, real quick. Who you got?
Yeah, give me the Giants.
Yeah, I fucks with the Giants here as well. You know what? Nah, I'm going with the Texans. Fuck it. Giants got to lose. They've been winning too much.
I ain't mad at it.
We'll roll with the Texans. Let's see if the Texans do something here. Let's see if they do. We got Saints at Steelers.
That's a tough one.
We were just kind of talking about it with the defense. Patrick said he got the Giants.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants as well. But Saints Steelers, oof, man. I think I'm going to go Saints here. Saints have a pretty good defense. I know TJ Watt, Patrick had mentioned TJ Watt might be coming back, but this is really a pick 'em. The Saints obviously have underperformed, but I don't think the Steelers have enough offense. I think the Saints are pretty. The Saints should be better, and I'll take the Saints here.
I'm taking the Steelers actually. Kenny Pickett's going to do some work with Pickens maybe. But yeah, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with the Steelers at home. Colts Raiders.
Oh, another game. Jesus.
I'm snitching, Stevie. What? What? I don't care. I'll take the Giants as a loss every week, bro. Forget Magala.
Colts
Yeah,
Raiders. Jesus Christ. This feels like a game the Raiders should win.
They definitely should win. I got to go with the Raiders, but
yeah, I'm taking the Raiders too. I have no confidence in that pick though. 0.
Debo, what's our thoughts on Debo? What's your thoughts on Debo, Hammer?
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit earlier. He has a really solid floor, but I think there's just so much more competition for touches and opportunities that he's going to kind of be limited in his upside. So, Debo's solid, but if you're looking from the Debo from last year, you're not getting that.
Yeah. You're definitely not. But yeah, he's got a good floor. And I don't know if he's necessary. I guess he's a little bit downgraded with CMC there. Not by much, but still a little bit. But he's not going to get those rushing touchdowns he had last year. That's the problem.
Right.
Last year he was so high up in the rankings because he had a ton of rushing touchdowns, and he's not seeing that this year. So,
you good, bro?
huh? Yeah, I got some shit done on my foot today, and I had to put some cream and shit. I got Steelers, Raiders at home. Yeah, Cowboys pack, bro.
Come on. I'm not taking the Packers here. Give me the Cowboys. I'm sick of this shit. Get it over with.
Yeah, I'm going with the boys as well. Pack just obviously haven't been playing good. We don't know if Zeke is playing
No.
yet. Looks like he is going to play, but
They haven't not been playing good. They've been playing terrible.
yeah, they are.
Absolutely horrendous. 9 points against Detroit. Come on. If you can only score 9 against Detroit, you might get 3 against Dallas.
Ayuk is going to be a cash burn. I like Ayuk better than Debo. One of my hot takes earlier in the season was Ayuk with more receiving yards than Debo. We don't know if that's going to happen, um, but we'll see.
I think there's enough there for everybody to be productive. I just don't think
Yeah,
one guy is going to be outstanding like Debo was last year.
yeah. Cardinals, Rams.
This is another tough one because both of these teams, Stafford's in concussion protocol. Is he playing? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't
Um,
know yet. We don't know yet.
yeah, the Rams can't run the ball at all. Zero. They have zero running game to speak of. I'm going to go Arizona here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Arizona too. Rams have just played horrible, and then again, not knowing if Stafford is playing. We don't
Cooper Cup can't do everything.
All right, last two quick before we hop off. Guys, throw them last questions in the chat before we hop off here. Chargers, 49ers,
San
at
Fran.
49ers.
San Fran.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with San Fran too. Hopefully Palmer can do his thing though, because that we do need to happen. And then the last game was that Commanders Eagles, bro.
Yeah, this is Eagles. At home, Monday Night Football. Eagles are just too good right
Definitely,
now.
definitely. I'm going with the Eagles too. Thank God I was able to get rid of them. I'm not trolling, but I'm gonna keep picking the Packers until they win. I think I have too much faith and nostalgia.
No, no, no. We're not, Patrick, we're not doing this. You don't patronize me. The Packers stink right now. I'm out. The Packers stink.
Yee, going back to my previous question, league trades go through 2 days later. Oh, they don't push it through, so can't get a deal
Mm,
done. Well, you could get the deal done just to get it done, so you have it for next week.
right.
But yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to lean Kamara, especially if it's full PPR. Walker's a dog. Listen, I know, bro. I know. It's hard to not play ETN or Walker. I mean, or like you've got to play one of those guys.
Yeah.
Would just play the safe side and say, okay, I know that Kamara's going to get a bunch of catches and rushing yards, so you can do that.
I'm
Or
taking Walker, bro.
you can go ETN or Walker. ETN. I love any of those guys. It's hard to pick between any of them, but I don't know. Yeah, Cardinals. Patrick said Chargers with the upset. Okay, okay.
I'm not upset about that pick.
Should I drop Pitts for Gabe Davis? I mean, I don't know who your other tight end is or who's even available out there. But yeah, I mean, Gabe Davis is he's going to be hit or miss. You got to just expect that you're going to get burned some weeks with 2, 3 points, and some weeks you're going to get, 20 points. So
Yep.
you just got to, kind of like a Mike Williams situation, you kind of just got to ride it. Yeah, Patrick's the Eagles, no doubt, of course. And they do straight. All right, guys, we're about to get out of here. Any last questions? Throw them in real quick. Hopefully, I don't miss it before I end this. But we appreciate all y'all. Of course, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be on tomorrow, 10 o'clock, same time. Just doing Q&A, a bunch of shit, coming and hanging out with the boys. Hopefully, Bagala will be on tomorrow with us. But otherwise, we're out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all. Again, peace up, out. We'll see y'all tomorrow.